afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Divine. I am joined by my original co-host, to my right there, Titanic. My new co-host, who's with me whenever he can be, between his day job, Mr. Jerry. That would be the bald fucker there. We're going to start off with me being all in pain this morning. Those of you that watched Title Tuesday, unlike Titanic, would know why I'm in pain, but Titanic knows why I'm in pain.
I already know why you're in pain.
Right?
Yes, look at me.
Well, then there's that. I'm just kidding. So
that's a new kind of pain.
It's great to have both of you on with me. I'm going to go ahead and try to throw up some stuff here. We've got a lot to talk about today. We do have a very special guest who's supposed to be joining us at some point once he gets his situation figured out. I'm going to hit on some sponsors here because I have some really awesome sponsors and a few other people that I'll mention along the way. But guys, if y'all will, make sure you share the link of the video. Everybody, please share the link of the video. Everybody that's watching, everybody that, is a follower, hit subscribe on Dynasty of Wrestling and on Deck with Titanic. Man, I about butchered that one. But first up here, we've got Aces. He is veteran-owned and operated. And for those of you that don't know who he is or what he does, he makes boots. He makes replica belts. Well, not replica belts, but he makes like trophy belts. He actually, and Titanic and I have addressed this over the past few weeks. 3 weeks ago, started the process of making a Dynasty of Wrestling belt and a On Deck with Titanic belt. Those will be coming to us very, very soon. Oh, hold on. No wonder I sounded awful. There we go. Much better. Not only was my congestion coming through, but the echo was coming through. I was able to catch that. My love this soundboard, man. But maybe I should redo the introductions. I'm kidding. But yeah, Carl don't want me to redo the introductions. All right, so we've got Aces. I want to thank them. I'll share a little bit. Look, if you look there, and this is his Facebook page. You can find him on Facebook if you want a trophy belt made, or if you're looking for some custom wrestling boots. And I mean, he does great custom wrestling boot work. And I shared this picture not only because it's one of his belts in the picture, but because I love the good brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the Machine Gun and the Doc. But he also did some boots for Sky High, and the boots are featured. I can't even talk. Featured there in the picture and featured on the guys in the picture. He made them for these guys. He makes a number of boots for a number of guys. There's several guys that work at GCW he makes boots for as well. But Ray Ace, and I can't pronounce his last name, and I don't want to disrespect him in any way, shape, or form by mispronouncing his last name. Okay, I'm not good with French names, Hispanic names, fucking Japanese names.
He teases my name too.
No, yours is just Dick.
Oh, it's easy.
See, I'm good on yours. It's just everybody else's, like, and it's like Carl's his asshole. So, I mean, I got a dick and an asshole hanging around me. So it makes a lot of sense, right? All right. But, and look, and this one, I seen this. He recently shared this on April the 11th. I had to throw this one up here because I may be ordering a pair of these just to put on show in the office and to show people, because he made a replica of Andre the Giant's boots, guys. And for those of you that don't know, I think Andre the Giant wore like a size fucking 20 something, right? Like his feet were huge. This guy was huge. Like, and he's going to be on some of the polls that I'll be doing in the upcoming weeks, building up to another show that we'll be talking about. But, so there's that. And then of course I want to thank Ray's Energy and Carl. I really think you need to go over to repsports.com and use code Divine10 and save you some money. Not only do they have hypersleep, it helps you sleep. They have focus. It helps you to focus your brain. Okay. And then, I went too far. Looky there. Anyway, they've got pre-workout. They've got energy drinks. They've even got t-shirts. They've got all kinds of cool stuff, but code Divine10 saves you on all your purchases there. They are one of our huge sponsors. Want to thank Ray's Rep Sports. It's Ray's Energy Drinks. Awesome product. Love the energy drinks. They are sugar-free, so you don't have the afternoon crash. But want to thank those guys. And then I'm going to also thank Mad Rabbit Tattoo. Now, this is not a tattoo parlor. This is a tattoo product. Okay, they have like the SPF 30 here is a defender. When you're out in the sun, it protects your tattoos. The Replenish lotion there, it's for your lotion, like your daily lotion moisturizer that, most people don't use if you're a man. But for people with tattoos, you could use it. And even if you don't have tattoos, you can use this stuff because it works for anybody. And it's supposed to be, plant-based products, really good stuff. Really good stuff. I actually just ordered a thing of the body wash and another thing of the repair, which I can show you. My thing of the repair is getting used real well because not only did I just get the tattoo on the neck, the lips covered up that I'll be showing off soon, but I just recently got another new birthday tattoo that I will show off soon too. I don't like to show them off before they heal. I like them to be healed because my skin gets irritated. But these guys are awesome. And the little round thing there, that's the enhancer, which is, I can show you here. I have mine right here. I haven't put it on yet today because like I told you guys before we came on live, I'm running behind. I'm running way behind. But code Divine20 saves you 20% on all your purchases at madrabbit.com. So go check those out. Now, I've got some huge dates, okay? I've got some huge dates, and I know Titanic has some huge dates that you need to save. This one is really important to everybody. GCW is coming July 3rd to Evansville Coliseum, the historic Evansville Coliseum, featuring the Midnight Express wrestling their final match at the Coliseum. Save that date. The Rock and Roll Express are doing their final farewell tour of the pro wrestling business. These guys are going to be at the Evansville Coliseum for GCW. Not only am I a huge advocate for GCW, which, shout out to GCW. I've got a Minoru Suzuki autograph photo that they're sending me and a hat and some other cool merchandise and memorabilia that I'll get to show off on here that GCW's hooked me up with. But these guys put on awesome product shows, and the fact that they've got the Hall of Famers, the legendary tag team of the Rock and Roll Express, doing their last match at the Evansville Coliseum on one of their shows, that is awesome. You'll be able to see it on Fight TV. If you don't want to watch it on Fight, I'm not saying that don't, but I would go buy it, support them, help GCW keep pushing shows. But you'll also be able to probably see that on here. But I figure what I'll do is I'll catch that video, and me and you and maybe Jerry can do a watch along of that. It's hard. It's hard to say goodbye to any wrestler when they're leaving, right? But Rock and Roll Express, they've touched so many lives. Rock and roll. I grew up on that, okay? And working shows with them, it's been a blast. Ricky Morton is a hoot. And, Robert Gibson, he's funny as hell. But also GCW, I Never Liked You is the name that they give. I don't know why. I don't know why they give names for some of these shows that they do. But Sunday, June 19th, we will have Will Ospreay taking on Nick Wayne. Now, for those of you that don't know, Will Ospreay is a huge name over in Japan. Nick Wayne is a huge name here in America. He's an up-and-coming 16-year-old kid still in high school, wrestles every chance he gets. He's already signed a contract exclusive to AEW and GCW. Once he graduates high school and turns 18, he goes to work for AEW, All Elite Wrestling. I expect that match to be fucking phenomenal right there. Will Ospreay is one of my favorites, and Nick Wayne is another one that has taken me by storm, and I love watching the kid wrestle, and he's very respectful. I've actually had some interaction with him, never met him personally, but had some interaction with him, and he is a very, very respectful young man, and I look forward to seeing this match. I feel like it will be incredible. I really do. And then I will – Carl, you got some save the dates before we go any further. What are yours? I'll go ahead and stop my share.
Saturday night, May 12th, 7 p.m., Mariana Civic Center.
Wait. You said May 12th, sir.
I mean, May 14th.
Okay. May 12th is today, sir.
I'm sorry. It's your birthday.
What?
It's your birthday.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Let's go ahead and tell everybody.
No. What? Okay, whatever.
You're like 40 now.
No.
44.
No, that's
44.
Carl, no. Damn it. That the production truck did not approve y'all to say that shit.
We don't get paid, so I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do.
We go off script here a little bit. Telling the truth. 44 years old today.
I think he's trying to.
Is he frozen?
No.
He's frozen in fear that everybody knows he's going to be 44.
It happens at that age. Our bones and stuff lock up on us.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Do you hear the booze?
I'm 45.
I'm booing you. I am only 33. God damn it.
33, 44, double digits.
Well, happy
Something like
birthday.
Thank you.
A Saturday night.
Yes.
A Saturday night. We're going to be at the Marianic Civic Center. We're a big show. They're supposed to have a battle bowl that night. The Crowleys are going to be there. We've talked about it and everything.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good show.
And
so I got a question. Sorry to interrupt. Where's this going to be at again?
Marianna, Arkansas.
Marianna, Arkansas. Okay.
That's like almost a 6-hour drive from us, Jerry.
5 if you're driving fast.
Right. See?
I like the way he thinks.
See?
So May the 14th, you got a show going on. So, okay.
Then June 4th, they're going to be at be in Cherry Valley, Arkansas.
Oh, there you go. I know where old Cherry Valley is.
And I'll know more later on, I'm sure.
Speaking of, my train of thought just left me. God, y'all made me feel old, and now I've got Alzheimer's.
It's called CRS. Can't remember shit.
That's me.
Happens when you get old.
I can't remember what I was going to say for the life of me. I should have wrote it down. Well, we got dead air because I done forgot what I was going to say.
Well, wah, wah, wah.
Dead air. Hold on. Let me start talking. I'll never shut up.
So I know May 21st, Pro Wrestling 225 will be having their big show over in Denham Springs, Louisiana. They sent me some updated information on that. If you want to get tickets or anything like that, please reach out to me. I would love to go check it out on the 21st. I don't know if I will be able to. We have so much going on. I know the wife, I think she's off that weekend, but I don't know if we'll be able to go over and check it out or not. But definitely a huge deal. Check out Pro Wrestling 225. That will be May 21st. Y'all have you were talking about your show this weekend. That's what I was going to say. The Crawleys. For those that don't know who the Crawleys are, okay, these guys are one of the best tag teams ever. And I'm not saying that to blow smoke up anyone's ass, because I've been in the ring with Jackson Crawley myself. Back in the day when he was starting out, when they were doing a different gimmick, I've wrestled a number of matches against Jackson Crawley, and he is one of the best independent wrestlers out there. In my opinion, I would love to see him in AEW. I would love to see him get his chance. He is simply phenomenal. Now, I've never seen their tag team gimmick. I don't know who his tag team partner is in the Crawleys, but the name the Crawleys should carry plenty of weight, just for the fact that I know Jackson Crawley personally, and man, he really is that damn good. He's one of those up and coming kids that he can bring it. You know what I'm saying? He can get in the ring and he can go 90-0. And it's always awesome. But like I said, you got your save the dates. I've got mine. Lots and lots of wrestling going on. I've got a number of different shows sending dates in to me that we're going to be talking about. We're waiting for our guest to pop up so that we can get him on here so we can get into our main part of the show today. We're waiting for the voice of OCW. Perry Bruiser will be our special guest today. We're going to talk about his first time ever stepping into a ring in an actual match. Talk about how he came to be the voice of OCW and a number of other things, and maybe he'll have some save the dates for us as well. I also have some other things I'm going to bring up and talk about real quick. Shout out, like I said, to Aces. Got to share Aces and plug Aces, because Aces, they're making those belts for us. Okay, so we're going to have our own Dynasty of Wrestling belt. We're going to have our own On Deck with Titanic belt. They'll be shipped to me, and then I have to get you yours. But looking forward to it. I sent you the picture of yours, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's supposed to send me the picture of mine tonight. And,
I want to see it.
yeah, as soon as I get the pictures, I'll send them out to everybody that needs them. But definitely looking forward to getting all that information. And sorry, let me get a drink here. But I wish.
Day drinking.
So
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
never hurt nothing. You don't.
It
want
is
Titanic.
thirsty. It is Thirsty Thursday.
You don't want Titanic to start day drinking, then we'll have real problems.
We might get kicked off YouTube.
Yeah, and we might get a TV 14 rating.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk a little bit here, guys. I know if you know who this is, it's Antonio Inoki. He's one of the Japanese most well-known cultural icons, one of the biggest legends in all of Japan, right? Like he helped
Son of a bitch too.
He is. And he helped found New Japan Pro Wrestling. He had, he's worked with Hogan, Vince McMahon, and everybody. But he is 79 years old. He's been hospitalized on and off for the past few years. He's almost died 4 times. I'll share his interview there for y'all to read if you want to read it, for everybody watching. He said he's almost died 4 times. The doctors don't even know. He's got, they're saying that he's got a bad case, like super bad case of diabetes, buildup of abnormal amyloid proteins in his heart, kidneys, liver, and other organs. And for those that don't know this, and these are some side notes on Antonio Inoki. Not only is he like one of the biggest wrestlers in the world, but he had a boxer versus wrestler deal against Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali. Okay, that's huge.
You picked him up and twirled him around too.
I didn't see it, so I believe you. I don't know. I didn't see it. But not only that, let me tell you this. Antonio Inoki actually negotiated with Saddam Hussein. I don't remember. It was like sometime after 89. He was in the political realm, and he negotiated with Saddam Hussein to get Japanese hostages released. Is that not epic?
That's wild.
Right. Like, you don't hear shit like that anymore. Okay. Like that's a professional wrestler who negotiated to get hostages released. And, if you watched Title Tuesday, you saw that I shared the Antonio Inoki pickup that I found. Awesome figure. Just, and I found it, and my wife's like, who's Antonio Inoki? And so I'm trying to explain to her who Antonio Inoki is, because she's a wrestling fan, but she's more of a WWE wrestling fan. She's not a dedicated student of the game like us. Okay. So there's that. But guys, I see that I have another person trying to ring in here. So if you will, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me. I'm going to try to hit the right buttons, hook up the right connections.
Put on your glasses. You're getting old.
Hey, yeah, where are my glasses, man? They're not on the tape. Jerry, did you steal my damn glasses again? It's not fair, man. You gotta go take shit.
I don't know.
Hey, just to ask, did y'all see that bump from Darby last night?
On the chairs?
Yes.
Yes, that was fucking brutal.
I don't have cable anymore.
Bring that up. What? He didn't have cable anymore? It's funny. It's true. He doesn't.
He laughed first. I don't over here.
He really doesn't have cable.
Don't give me no shit.
I'm so cheap.
He's got to spend his money on gas.
He's so cheap, you could call him AF. He ain't nothing but a Jew.
Have a bird at the house. He goes, cheap, cheap. I'm a Cajun Jew.
That's even worse.
Long shot.
But let me see.
Does Perry not know how to use a...
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of OCW, Perry Bruiser.
What's going on, guys? How we doing, guys?
Long time no see.
Oh, I'm good here.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. It's my first time. You got to give me a minute, Carl.
Carl didn't know what
so
the hell
he was doing
either. We're doing good.
Doing good.
It's his 44th birthday today.
No, it is my 33rd, you old bald-headed son of a bitch.
I can get it confused because I'm older
No
than you.
disrespect to your dear sweet mother.
Oh God, dang.
I got
You'll take that to us one day.
She's
though,
crazy as
Bob.
hell too.
Right? I got to steal that line. I'll have to tell that story one day on the show because people are probably dying to know why I say that. So for Perry that doesn't know, Titanic, you know who Titanic and Carl is. Jerry is my other co-host down here in Louisiana that I roll with since Titanic won't come hang out with me.
Nice to meet
He's
you,
right
Jerry.
there. He's hanging out now.
Yeah, now. It's because I threatened to whoop his ass.
So, hey,
44-year-old
I heard
men do
you
that kind of
talking
thing.
about Darby's bump last night.
Yes, Darby's bump.
That was absolutely insane. And I'm even confused on why he did it to begin with.
That's
honestly.
what I wanted to know.
You know, I get that Hardy and Darby are a lot alike. So the anything goes stipulation, I kind of agreed with.
Right.
But not in that opening round in the first time those two ever fought.
No.
There could have been a much bigger buildup for that match we got last night.
That could have been a pay-per-view caliber match. They should have had something happen to Adam Cole could have fucked one of them over.
Right.
And they went on in the tournament and set up for something huge for them two to have a fucking gimmick match or a ladder match or something to where you could showcase both of them, as insane as they are, in a match where it truly showed how insane they are. Don't go fucking killing yourself for free, kid.
Right. Absolutely.
People don't understand that shit these days. God. Speaking of another thing, and this caught me off guard, and I want everybody's opinion on this. I have mad respect for Eric Bischoff. A lot of people don't. Jerry just left us. I don't know what the hell happened. But I have mad respect for Eric Bischoff. Always have. He'll probably be back on, so don't panic. There he is. Okay. So, like, I really do. I love Bischoff, and I love CM Punk. I really do. CM Punk is huge. But apparently CM Punk and Eric Bischoff have a little bit of heat right now, right? CM Punk has referred to Eric Bischoff as a carny dipshit and said he should go die in his irrelevant darkness or some shit because CM Punk and Eric Bischoff are having this Twitter war about Bischoff saying that Punk didn't move the needle and all that. So what we'll start with you, Perry, since you're the guest today. What's your look on it?
Yeah, I don't really know, to be quite honest with you. It seems that he's also putting down the MMA career of CM Punk. I mean, you got to respect Punk for stepping outside and doing something that he always wanted to do. You know, and even though he didn't do too well at it, at least he had the nuts to do it.
Right.
So I don't know what each problem is with him, quite honestly. I mean, I've got mad respect for him just for being able to step out and do what he did.
Yeah.
So what, he lost? I mean, I wouldn't want to step into the UFC octagon. Ain't no way. I barely wanted to step into a wrestling ring 2 weeks ago for the first time.
And we're going to get to that today.
I mean, what are y'all's thoughts?
Well, I hear Eric Bischoff talk shit every Monday on 83 Weeks.
Okay, so what
and it's not that he. It's not like he's attacking folks. He's giving his opinion. But apparently his opinion is supposed to matter because he's Eric Bischoff. When, as we know, everybody has an opinion. Opinions are like assholes.
I mean, is he becoming another Jim Cornette?
No.
Okay.
He just, you got a guy that ran, you got a guy that ran the machine of WCW in the 90s.
True.
And it was the hottest thing in the world, when the NWO hit. And he feels like AEW, Tony Khan and them, are trying to say that what they're doing is better than what NWO ever did or WCW ever did, when it ain't true. I mean, the numbers show it. I mean, they don't get 1 million viewers every week. When WCW, I mean, at their top, they were getting about 5 million viewers every Monday night.
I'm not too knowledgeable of this beef between the two, but where, other than this 83 Weeks podcast, is Eric Bischoff now? Is he in the camera? Is he in the limelight? He's bringing heat. He's bringing heat on himself, attention. He's bringing viewers or listeners. He's doing a pretty good job at it since we're talking about it.
Sure.
Exactly. I mean, it's a big deal podcast, really. I mean, it's one of the better ones, to be honest.
Yeah, I've never listened to it, so that now I'm gonna have to go listen to it.
You're gonna have to. It's a good podcast.
I will say I like Jeff Jarrett's and I like Road Dogs. I'm waiting for William Regal's.
I was always a fan of NWA and WCW and all. I mean, I like WWE as well, but what they did in the 90s, you were right there, Carl.
So on Mondays, I listen to 83 Weeks. Tuesday, I listen to Jeff Jarrett's. Wednesday, I listen to Tony Schiavone's. Thursday, I listen to JR. Friday, I listen to Bruce Pritchard.
So pretty much it sounds like you don't do any work. You just sit around listening to your phone.
No, actually,
there's headphones.
Hold on. I actually listen to the podcast on the way to work and on the way home.
I was just ribbing, man. Calm down.
I watch videos while I'm at work. Thank you very much.
There you
called
go.
Him out. He's got to defend, brother.
Best way to fucking do it, right there. But no, I just hope Eric Bischoff doesn't become a Jim Cornette. And speaking of William Regal, everybody knows I like to show off my swag. Look at that shit. Ripping my Regal. I love Regal. Mad respect for him. I'm fixing, like I said, I told Carl I got a pair of gold brass knucks here that were a gift, and they're going to Mr. Regal to be autographed. Excited about that. Perry,
You might
I
have to pawn them for gas one day.
No, fuck that. I don't get rid of them. No. I will walk before I get rid of my signed wrestling shit. Perry, I got to ask you about the shirt you're wearing.
The shirt I'm wearing is it's a grunt style. Yeah, it's the American flag grunt style. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got to give a shout out.
Yeah, I'm not selling the PWT. Yeah, I love my grunt style shirts.
But
pretty much all I wear anymore is grunt style tees and pro wrestling tees.
See, that's me. I've got pro wrestling tees. I've got grunt style. I've got actually Project Valhalla. I wear.
You're right. I like them too.
And Warrior 12. It's a lot of like.
I got you.
I got me a Let's Go Brandon shirt and some Viking stuff because fuck Joe Biden, right?
I was going to say, I wanted to say that every time I hear Let's Go Brandon. I want to say the other part.
Who the hell is this Brandon guy?
Joe Biden, man. Joe Biden.
That's Joe Biden. That ain't Brandon.
I don't know. It was something about
a while back. There was a NASCAR event where the guy that won the race was named Brandon. I can't remember. I'm not a NASCAR fan, but the crowd was saying "fuck Joe Biden" quite a bit, and they were interviewing him. And the guy that was interviewing Brandon said, "You hear the crowd chanting, 'Let's go, Brandon.'" No, they were saying "fuck Joe Biden." So that's where that took off and ran. And here's where we are.
Look, we went to when everything cleared back up, right? Here in New Orleans, they finally did the Boo Parade or whatever, the Boo Crew Parade last year for Halloween. Mm-hmm. And since it was the first parade since COVID, we went. Like we were stir crazy like everybody else. We wanted to go out. We wanted to see a nice parade. And this guy comes through with a float, and as he's coming through, he's got a big ass sign on the front of it that says "Let's go, Brandon." And you hear the whole fucking town of New Orleans just fucking cheering. And I'm like, that dude won float of the fucking night right there. Okay. If he didn't, somebody's in the wrong fucking position, because that was the float of the night right there. Just because it said "Let's go, Brandon" on it. But
and Brandon went.
Right. Also, we were talking about Antonio Inoki's health. We need to probably send out thoughts and prayers not only to him, but to Jake the Snake Roberts. And I've talked about him on the show. We know that he's had, extensive drug problems.
Wow.
He has turned his life around and is doing well working for AEW. There were a number of times where they showed him in a wheelchair receiving oxygen at shows and stuff, but he has a number of other surgeries that he has still got to undergo, and he is having it's not cardiopulmonary, but it's something pulmonary. It's to do with his lungs. He's having really bad breathing issues, and so he still has to get breathing treatments. Want to send our thoughts and prayers out to him as well, because that's a real rough, shitty situation for anybody to be in. And I hate that for Jake. Like I said, I know he's had his issues with drugs and shit, but still, God, you hate to hear it for anybody, especially him, Antonio Inoki, and Jake's had a rough life. But anyway, let's talk about our guest today, Mr. Perry Bruiser.
Now, the first time we met him, what did I call him?
Bruiser.
Brody.
Well, yeah. And he did
come a long way from the old call center days.
So how did you come to be the voice of OCW? And for those that don't know OCW, tell us a little bit about OCW.
It's Out of Control Wrestling. We're located in Hoxie, Arkansas, 609 Southeast Gibson. We're right across the street from the Dollar General there in Hoxie. They've been running about 13 years now up there. Of course, with the pandemic, it all got shut down, just like everything else did. So we've been back up and running a little over a year now. And I just happened upon a Facebook ad looking for announcers. And we go back a few years, me and you guys. I've always liked the sport. I came up in it as well.
Right.
I trained over 20 years ago. I never thought I'd actually be back in the wrestling business until I kind of met y'all, and y'all got me kind of looking back into Arkansas independent wrestling.
We're a couple assholes.
So
it happens, motherfucker.
So I saw that ad and thought, what the hell? I'll apply and see what happens. Because I kind of froze there for a second. I don't know if you can still hear me or not.
Yeah, I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you,
you.
but you're like, okay, there we go. I was doing like my French
Yeah,
bulldog.
there we go. My phone's acting up. It does that crap all the time. Whether I'm on Facebook or playing a game or it's just sitting on the table, it'll flash sideways on me for some reason.
Don't feel bad. Mine does too.
Yeah.
That's why I switched to a laptop.
I remember our conversation about you.
I don't hear him, do y'all?
Okay, can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
it cut out.
We can hear
Yes,
you.
sir.
I
Must be on
remember
Verizon.
our conversation that you sent me the flyer, and I told you got to do it.
Yeah.
I remember.
I sent him a message that night, and it was a couple of weeks later before I heard anything back from him. So I just kind of figured, they found somebody or somebody inside the business already stepped up and took it over. I get a message from Slam one night and said, "Hey, are you still interested in the position?" "Sure, why not? Can you come up and audition?" So I go up on a Friday night, audition, and I started that following Saturday night. And that was July of last year. So I've been doing it almost a year now.
Okay, my
You've got
friend.
the voice. I can hear it in the back. I hear it deep in there.
I have one thought.
Appreciate that.
I have one thought on this, and this is no disrespect to you or anyone else. When did Vince McMahon start running OCW? Because I've never heard of fucking auditioning for an independent.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I guess they wanted to see if I could actually do it. I mean, I just went in, spoke on the mic for a little bit, called a match. There was just a few moves just so I guess so they could hear what I sounded like on the microphone.
See, but that's the thing, and I hate cutting you off, but you can't expect someone to do something when there's not a crowd and on the fly like that. I mean, granted, we work on the fly like that when we're sitting at the announcer's table and we don't have a headset on and somebody hollering in our fucking ear 24/7 telling us what to say. You work on the fly. You come up with what you say, but they should not expect you, because 9 times out of 10, don't you feed off the crowd?
I do. So quite honestly, I was a little nervous doing that audition. I didn't know what to expect walking in the building to begin with. And so I'm like, well, what do y'all want me to say? So, I just come up with something. Then the two guys that were wrestling, I asked them, their name, what's the moniker, and just rode with it with what I was seeing in the ring. So I did exactly what we would do every Saturday night and just called it on the fly with what I was seeing.
I mean, in my opinion, in Titanic, you can back me up on this, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime we've ever done a show, the only audition we've ever had was they threw our ass in the ring, and if the fans liked it, you got to come back. If they didn't, you were told don't fucking come back.
I've had,
and I'll be honest.
I'll be honest now. I did have I had a match with a female.
Oh Jesus!
Hold on, it's
got to be wrestling related.
It is wrestling related.
Not pillow fight.
For Randy Hales and Brandon Baxter back for Power Pro.
Yeah, but that's different. They were WWE developmental.
No, not at the time.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I did that one time. But I guess I still had an audience a little bit.
Yeah. So you take on this announcer gig. I can tell you're succeeding at it. I've heard some video of you doing it. You're a natural, okay? And
Thank you.
He called you Brody the day we met you at Teltec. We all instantly became friends. There was another little goofball that hung out with us that I finally we reconnected and started talking. I quit talking to everybody. I disappeared 2 years ago. I went off the map, moved, and now I'm I've got my shit in check. I'm living life, and I'm happy where I am, and I'm reconnecting with old friends, and it's great to do that. But hearing some of the stuff you do, you're spot on, man. You really are. What gets me, I want to know, how did it come to this? What happened to build? Because I didn't know you had trained to wrestle. Like, I knew that you had come up in it. I knew that you'd been around it. Kind of tell us about the build up to you being in the ring for the very, very first time in your entire career.
I moved to St. Louis. I was born and raised here in Jonesboro, where I live at now, but I moved to St. Louis back in '99, and I wanted to go to broadcast school, and I wanted to train to be a professional wrestler. Broadcast school had no financial aid, so I didn't do that. Started training to wrestle. I got hurt doing a construction job, and I never made my debut in the ring up there. So fast forward to OCW. I go in, get the position as the announcer. Never thought I'd step in the ring. I'm not training up there at all. I've taken a few bumps just to see what taking a bump would still be like at almost 43 now. But we have a stable there at Out of Control Wrestling called the High Council. They somehow managed to win all of OCW's title belts and found a clause in the books that says if a stable holds all the belts, they get to choose the commissioner of OCW. So JT Storm puts himself in the commissioner role. He's a heel, and I get what heels do. But as the babyface announcer, I'm calling him out on the crap that he's pulling, along with the rest of the babyfaces in the locker room. So fast forward to 2 weeks ago, he comes out to punish everybody for bad-mouthing him and the rest of the High Council. So he put me in a tag match with my colleague partner, who is also a wrestler, Roscoe Monroe, in a match against the Good Old Boys as punishment for down-talking him. So that's how I ended up in the ring for the very first time. Completely out of the blue. Talking to Roscoe after the match, he said I was pale white when we got out to the ring that night and stepped up on the apron.
Oh yeah.
I'm still not exactly sure how I was able to pull off that elbow and the leg drop out of nowhere there on T-Field and get the pin for my team. And Roscoe put it on YouTube, put that video on YouTube. I looked at it a little earlier today. We're 10, 11 days in now with it being on YouTube. It's got over 950 views on YouTube. That by far has surprised the hell out of me. There is nothing on the OCW or the Roscoe Monroe page that even comes close to that many views.
That's awesome.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't know if it was my debut, if it was the combination of us two, stepping into the ring for the first time or what, but that thing absolutely exploded on YouTube.
That's awesome. Sorry, guys. Damn, Carl, you may have to.
Looks like our viewers and our listeners are going to have to go and watch that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope I don't get heat from Roscoe. I may have to steal it and put it up on my channel so everybody on the show can watch it, and maybe throw it over to Titanic's too as well to kind of help get it out there.
I'm sure Roscoe wouldn't have a problem with that at all, because he asked me last week, a matter of fact, at the arena, if that was all organic. And I'm like, yeah, it absolutely is. He posted it on Facebook. I shared it on Facebook and on the YouTube page. And that's all it's been posted. I haven't posted it outside of that anywhere. And so that's all organic. And I'm not sure exactly where it's come from, to be honest with you.
Well, I will say this. Independent wrestling has, and I use the phrase quite often here on the show, passion of pro wrestling. And we share the passion of pro wrestling with everybody we come in contact with. We try to. And there is a passion in wrestling today that people don't want the WWE product. People don't want the AEW product. They want the true nitty gritty, what you get when you go down the road and you pay for a ticket. They want to see these guys that are in there busting their ass because they love the business, not because they love the money.
That's right. And that's one thing I like about Out of Control Wrestling is we all love the business, whether it's brand new guys starting out, the guys that it's been doing it 30 years. We all come together, have a great time doing the show. The fans are very appreciative of the young guys as well. They're very understanding of guys that are just starting, and they will excuse a hiccup here and there.
Right. I mean, it's better than,
and it's amazing to see.
It's better to go to a show and get that hiccup than it is to go to a show and watch like the Jeff Hardy Darby Allin match that was completely granted, it was great, it was wild, but
wasn't necessary.
Right. It was a pointless fucking I don't even know how to explain it, because it was, and I love the match. The kids were excited for it. My two youngest, they love Darby Allin. They love Jeff Hardy. They always have. And I've got mad respect for the Hardys. I've worked with them, trained with them a little bit, but Jeff, you're fucking old. Don't be out there doing dumb shit. And Darby, you got a long career ahead of you, but you're a fucking beanpole. Landing on a chair like that, you're going to break yourself in half. Like, dumb shit is for... Shane McMahon always had a saying, safe and spectacular. Safe and spectacular, okay? WrestleMania, okay? So Double or Nothing's coming up. That's when you do your dumb shit. Not every fucking Wednesday night. Not every Friday night on Rampage. Just because you have fucking time on TV, let's not go out here and do a 20-minute fucking street fight just because we can. Never understood that shit. I like... and maybe I do sound like Eric Bischoff a little bit, okay? But CM Punk and MJF, I give them the credit they deserve, because they built up to the dog collar match. It wasn't a giveaway. It was it was on a pay-per-view. Right? Am I right? It was on a pay-per-view.
What?
The dog collar match. Carl, are you not even fucking paying attention?
I think that was on Dynamite.
What was the dog collar match on Dynamite?
I believe it was on Dynamite.
I
No,
believe I
built
was sitting
up to
next to
it,
you
but
watching
it
that
was-
show, and it was on a weekend, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong.
Which one were we talking about?
The dog collar match between MJF and CM Punk.
That was that pay-per-view.
Okay, that's what I thought. I
That
thought
was
they built
Revolution.
that up.
That was Revolution.
That's what I thought. I thought they built it up. I mean, they did. And
But
that's like. Go ahead.
That was the opening match, though, right?
I
Am I
think
remembering
so.
that correct?
Yeah, I think it was close to the beginning, if anything, because they.
Yeah.
And that's what kills me. I mean, when we were at the show in New Orleans, and I made the comment, and I got to go to hell look for it. They started the show in New Orleans out with CM Punk. Like, why do you send your big money matches on first? Anything with CM Punk in it's going to be a big money match because people come to see him. Doesn't matter who he's wrestling.
Agreed.
Right.
So why put it on first? Because if you
I
ain't got,
agree with you.
I
on
mean,
the-
I get that, but the only thing I can think is to make 2 and 3 work harder
maybe
because
so.
you're having to follow
raise
Punk.
that bar.
You know, I mean,
Which they raised the bar. I will say, I was there for Minoru Suzuki and Samoa Joe. That was my match that night.
that was an amazing match
The
that night.
chops, and you could hear the chops in the arena over the screams, dude. Minoru Suzuki is a chopping son of a bitch. I have never been in the ring with him, but I would love to take a fucking chop from him just to see how hard he hits, because it sounds like he could break your fucking rib cage. Just saying. You're shaking your head, Carl, but you know you would.
Not doing it.
Getting back to build-ups, that's what you don't see too much anymore. When I was watching some of the newer WWE stuff, it's like every week, same people fighting. They're gonna be on a pay-per-view later. They fight week after week after week after week. It's like, no, I want to see this. Have something fun go on.
What we're going into week number 4 on Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch what you say. Watch what you say.
Why?
I like Cody.
I do too, but I like Cody too, but I was disappointed because I looked at Valerie before the match even started and I said, Seth's going to jump him and cost him the U.S. title, and they're going to keep the fucking story going. It's obvious what they're going to do.
Yeah,
Predictive. Very predictive.
It went on too late for me.
I don't want to watch a wrestling show where I can sit there and go, I know what's going to happen.
Well,
Right.
and the reason why they're going with them for Hell in a Cell is because Roman's not going to be used for the small events.
Yeah, he signed a contract. He's pretty much the new Brock Lesnar. He's only going to be there when he wants to be there.
Right.
But and talking about Roman, at least, and this is my opinion, at least he's getting the TV time a champion deserves. Look at poor Hangman Adam Page. He's been AEW champion, and it ain't been a year, but fucking Kenny Omega was on every show. Every show when he was champion. Hangman's lucky to get a fucking interview segment.
Yeah, I don't like how they built him.
He who holds the gold should be on the most.
Right. Like, you need to make your champion. They're making the damn TNT championship front and center more important than the AEW World Championship.
I believe 2 weeks ago he was out for COVID related issues. And was he on last night at all?
Yeah.
I came in late. When I didn't pick it up till about 8 o'clock last night.
He flipped Punk off last night.
Yeah. 2-minute segment. I mean, really. 2 to 3 minute segment. Nothing major. But Kenny Omega had fucking 20-minute segments. Right. I mean, he's not getting the push that a champion deserves, which, and we've touched on that before, it's hard to push a babyface champion. It
absolutely is.
To put a heel on top and to get your heel over. But I don't know. I'm so critical of the fucking business these days. And that's like when I go to these shows around here and these kids ask me for advice and they're like, hey man, we what was your opinion? You need to tighten your shit up for one. If you're going to hit somebody, make it look like you're really fucking hitting them. I hate when somebody throws a kick and they miss by this much, and they still sell the shit. I want it to be. I want it to be looking like this. Okay, like I barely want to see a gap. Make a little bit of contact if you have to. It's not going to fucking kill you. My dentist made contact. That's why I got a big ass bruise right here. Okay, my dentist hits harder than you pussies. Just saying.
So Perry,
You're saying more quality in the product.
That's right. What was your question, Titanic?
I said, so Perry, how you been?
I've been good, Titanic. I've been good.
Apparently, Titanic.
I tell you what, though,
Go ahead.
That my matchup 2 weeks ago, that tag team match, that kind of stirred the embers a little bit. If you pick up what I'm laying down,
if you will.
So, yeah, the fire still burns down there somewhere, and there's a possibility of boots being bought here in the near future.
Hey, I got you, guy. I got you, guy. If you
I might be pushing 43, but just consider me the DDP of independent Arkansas wrestling.
It's nothing but a number.
Amen.
That's right.
Kill me.
44-year-old.
I'll put my head down, act like my puppy dog, because my wife would kill me if I even thought about it.
Yeah, she knows that your 44-year-old self don't need to be in the ring.
What you say, Carl?
Yeah, I was surprised.
She knows that your 44-year-old self don't need to be in the ring.
Sir, I'm 33 and I'm doing just fine. And you keep talking fucking shit.
It's your birthday.
You keep talking fucking shit.
We love you.
He won't let you eat any cake if he keeps talking shit.
You keep talking fucking shit, and I'll blow the roof off of a top secret thing.
Uh-oh.
And when I do,
which one?
And when I do, Titanic,
don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
You don't want me to do it?
Don't do it.
Why not?
Not right now.
Okay. Then you quit talking shit. Just say yes, Daddy.
So, guys, I think we ought to sing happy birthday to him.
No, I don't want to hear you sing, Carl. My ears.
Oh man, I had a TikTok earlier. Those rubber chickens where you squeeze them, and it was singing happy birthday. They squeeze it just the right way to sing happy birthday.
Jerry's willing to squeeze your chicken for you.
He can do that when we go off the air.
I'm not going to choke it, though.
He's hiding out in another room. So he's hiding out in another room in the house. He was afraid to sit in here with me.
Yeah, he had his chicken out. That's why I ran away.
So since we've got Perry on with us, Perry, if you're willing to stay on for a while, I'm going to throw some things up. We did some polls. I did some polls on YouTube with my viewers. And
that kind of poll,
like tag team. We're going to talk about some tag teams. Jesus Christ! I can't take these two idiots anywhere. and Carl,
I need oatmeal cream pie.
Yeah, fuck you, buddy. That's a story I should tell. And Carl doesn't like working with me because I speak the truth. Okay, I have become fluent in the truth. I say what's on my mind. I have no filter, so it just comes out. And
you just ran him off.
I see that he fucking walked off on me. How rude!
I think he's going to go get his chicken now.
Oh God!
Maybe he's going to get oatmeal cream pie. I don't know. I heard oatmeal cream pie. I got hungry.
Okay, so I guess I need to tell that story real quick then, since Carl wants to be a dumb dick.
Hey, that's a whole new podcast.
Why?
That's a whole new show, man.
What you mean? I mean,
you can have a new show called Road Stories.
Yes, that's a whole different story.
We can do road stories later, but if you keep talking about it, I'm gonna have to tell the story. But if Perry's, excuse me, geez, this tooth is fucking annoying. If Perry's good with staying on, I've got a few things I'll throw up here. We can talk about the. No, I'm not gonna puke. I'm gonna throw pictures up. We can talk about a few things. We can talk about the polls. This is the new Ring of Honor logo. Y'all see this?
Yes.
What's your thought?
From what I did see that, from what I understood, it's just a black and white. It's not the necessarily what the logo is going to look like.
Okay.
So hopefully color will be added to that.
I hope so, because that looks like shit.
Yeah.
But
I would have preferred them just to stick with one of the original logos, but
it's also been
either way, I'm
reported-
looking forward to the new product.
I want to know what they're going to do with it. I want to know if he's going to try to get TV deal for Ring of Honor, or if he's going to keep collaborating it in for both companies. But
From what I understood, he was looking for a TV deal for it too, but
you never can tell.
yeah.
It'd be good to do.
Everybody keeps talking about an HBO Max deal for AEW, which wouldn't be bad if we could get AEW and Ring of Honor on HBO Max.
Right. That would be cool.
I've got HBO Max. I can watch it.
I figured you did, you fucking freak. Anyway,
I need your info.
send me the password. The rumors are apparently have been confirmed. Tony Khan has reached out to Reggie Parks to make a number of different belts. They are going to apparently be redoing some of the Ring of Honor belts. Are going to be changing. He's also got trio titles in the works for AEW, as well as a number of other different belts for AEW. Apparently, I don't know what they are. He would not mention them. But when reached out to for comment, it is true that he has reached out to, I don't think it was Reggie Parks. I think it was Dave Milligan. One of the two.
It's Milligan.
Dave Milligan. Sorry, Dave Milligan. I don't know why. I've been reading Andre the Giant's book, and they talk a lot about Reggie Parks in it. But Dave Milligan has a number of belts made. Tony Khan is in possession of those belts. Apparently, they are going to be replacing some of the Ring of Honor belts. And, of course, the trios and things like that will come about eventually, probably a women's tag, I'm sure, at some point. But who knows?
I hope they look better than the other stuff I've seen on TV.
Well, and to my opinion, I don't think he needs to do too much to the Ring of Honor belts. I like the belts that FTR carry. I like the belt that Joe carries. And I like the belt that Grisham or whoever. What's that kid's name? Jonathan Grisham?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the belt he carries. I always mess his name up, so I have to be careful. But I don't want them to change up the history and the legacy of it. I hate when they do that.
Well, it's not Tony's belts.
And I get that, but still.
I hope they get rid of the AEW title.
Yeah, I do too. I don't like it.
You liked it at first.
I did it first because it made me think of the old Mid-Atlantic
North American title, I believe.
Yes, that one. It was historical to me. It reminded me of an older belt, but it is dangerous. I've seen a number of the guys actually hurt themselves on it because the edges are jagged, and it is too heavy. It's actually more than 10 pounds, and so you can actually give somebody a concussion with it if you're not careful. And some of the guys don't protect themselves as well as they should when they're taking a belt shot to the head. So that stresses me out. And I know I guess I sound hypocritical, but I mean, I want the shit to look real, but I don't want anybody to get hurt. If that makes any sense.
Well,
Makes good sense.
I just don't like the belt. Never have.
I mean, it's prettier than in my opinion, I like it better than the WWF belt they have today.
Oh, God. My belt buckle from Walmart looks better than that.
Yeah, that WWF belt today just makes me sick.
No, this is all.
How
about those tag belts? I mean, I go on and on about the ugly belts they got out there now.
So I'm going to share something I'm probably going to get heat for. This is a little funny thing that was sent to me. Y'all can give me comments. Okay, so let's do this first before I share this. Titanic, I know what my take is on Jim Cornette. What is your take on Jim Cornette, Titanic?
Oh, I like Jim Cornette. I hate Jimmy Hart.
Okay. Jerry, what is your take on the legendary manager, Jim Cornette?
Very brash, very colorful commentator. He's insane.
Okay, so Perry, I saved the best for last because I could just see you waiting to answer this. What's your take on Jim Cornette?
Cornett is about 6 crayons shy of a full box.
Fucking A.
I
love it.
I don't know if he's ever had a full box of crayons, to be quite honest with you. But the man is still a genius as well.
Right.
He has done phenomenal work inside the business. But
He's also a very avid tennis player.
yeah, but then the outside of the ring stories you hear about Cornette, that man is just, yeah. He's not all there and he can't be.
Carl doesn't like me because I tell the truth. The thing about Jim Cornette, you can't sit in the same room and say you're friends with him because you don't know what the fuck's going to come out of his mouth. At least with me, you know, I'm just going to tell the truth. Okay. Did you hear about him getting fired from NWA for talking about Trevor Murdoch being so tough that if you strapped a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken on his back and he rode a fucking moped through Ethiopia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they called that racist. Okay, I get where they're coming from. I'm not saying that it's okay, but you got to think about Jim Cornette. He's an old motherfucker that grew up saying shit like that back in the day on TV and getting away with it.
Right.
I'm not okay in it.
I don't find it necessarily racist. I mean, he could have said something other than Ethiopia, but I get what he was going for. You know,
yeah, because fuck, I'm white.
Son of a bitch is gonna be chasing down that guy with a bucket of chicken strapped to his back.
I'm fucking white and I like fried chicken.
Right. If I'm hungry and I ain't eating 3 or 4 days, I'm gonna be chasing that son of a bitch down the street too.
No shit.
Hell yeah.
Especially if it's fucking Cane's or Popeyes. Woo wee. Chicken
right there. It's from, I have to say, cancel culture. You can't say nothing anymore.
No, you can't. You got to be real careful.
No.
So I'm going to share this.
Even if it's in jest.
Yes. I'm going to share this. We can laugh about it. We can make fun of it. We can do whatever you want to do. This was sent to me by a fan who is not a huge fan of Jim Cornette. But ladies and gentlemen, Jim, G-Y-M, Jim Cornette is here with us today. I want to share his photo with you. Enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Has he been working out with Vince McMahon?
They said that to me, and my first reaction was, what the fuck?
That's fucking great.
Is that not fucking hilarious? Like, he don't look like that at all, trust me.
It looks good. It looks good.
I was going to say, yeah, he probably ate a lot of fried chicken.
Them Wendy's doubles did works.
It's triple cheese, motherfucker, and get it right.
Just how heavy were those tennis rackets to get arms like that?
That's what I wanted to know, man. My first question was, where in the fuck, what fucking shit has he been shooting up? Because I want to know. Like, because the last time I seen Jim Cornette, that motherfucker pushing like 350. He's huge now. Have you seen him?
God, still wear those pink pants.
Oh, I was like, Jesus Christ, if he looks that good now, I'm in trouble because shit, I look bad. I need to get back in the gym. I ain't even gonna lie.
The king of polyester.
Right. But I had to share that. I couldn't pass it up. That was sent to me by a friend of the show. And you know, I'm kind of disappointed. I have to throw this out there. Cheeseburger has not left a single fucking comment today. We have a fan who is from Asia. I don't know exactly where at in Asia, but me and him keep in touch pretty regularly now through email. And he gets up when we do our noon shows. He gets up at like 4 o'clock in the morning over there in Asia and watches.
Named Cheeseburger?
Yeah, his name, he calls himself Cheeseburger Superior. And that's his handle on YouTube, and he's cool dude. I don't know what he looks like. Don't know. No, I wouldn't know him from Adam.
He throws up a bunch of questions a lot. He asks a lot of questions.
Yeah, I love it. But he hadn't been on today. So hopefully he's doing okay. Thoughts and prayers go out to him, man. I hope he's doing okay. I see Titanic over there rolling around in the bed. I'm telling you need to go to repsports.com, use code Divine10, get you some fucking energy drinks, get your ass out that bed, Carl.
This is my desk, okay?
Yeah, well, I'm down here in my dungeon, so. my secret lair, as I call it over
I was
here
going to
in the
say, what kind
bedroom.
of dungeon are we
And you
talking
got-
about here?
And you got Jerry in the bathroom.
No, he's over in one of the kids' rooms.
It's one of the kids' rooms. I mean, I thought about going to the bathroom. There's a seat in there. It's pretty comfortable at most times.
And it's kind of like a pig pen though in that room, so you know. But anyway, I'm getting all kinds of emails for my birthday and shit. This is ridiculous. People need to leave me alone. Don't they know I'm working?
It
So
didn't matter. It's your birthday.
So I'm going to throw up a couple pictures. We're going to go into our polls now. I've made jokes about Jim Cornette. I've got my heat for the day. So we'll kind of go around. We'll do a little round table here. We'll do some get everybody's opinions on the teams. We'll start with the first team that was in the poll, and then I'll tell everybody who won the poll and things like that. And then we'll just kind of talk about it. We'll do a little bit of history. We'll do a little bit of, whatever y'all want to do. And then at the end of it, when we get through talking about our tag teams, we'll go to our factions. When we're done with our factions, if y'all want to play the name game, we can throw out some wrestler names and everybody can give their thoughts on certain people. Just don't say fucking Hulk Hogan. By the way, let me just say this.
Didn't we do that one night when I was drunk and I got a TV 14 rating?
Yes. You called Jamie Heisman a bitch, a punk ass bitch.
Oh.
And you told James Booker to go fuck himself.
I'm gonna have to deliver that message to Heisman personally.
We already did. Like, it was cool. I mean,
I was
Heisman.
drunk.
Yeah, Heisman understood. Christian Cross was there, and it was a fucked up ordeal. We actually waxed Christian Cross that night, like his nipple and his leg and certain parts of it, like all over his chest and shit, because he's like a hairy Wolverine looking motherfucker. Dude, you want to talk
He's
about?
not the only one.
Do you need a waxing?
You're not waxing me, but I mean, he's not the only one.
People pay to see that shit. It's funny as hell.
We got over 14. We had 14,000 people that night watching us.
It's like that movie. It sounds like that movie, The 44-Year-Old Virgin.
Right? It was fucking hilarious. And his reaction every time you ripped the wax strip off because he was drunk was like, and he was acting like a little bitch about it, but it was funny. It was
we had to take him to the garage so he wouldn't wake up for everybody else in the house.
That's how I was still living at home with the grandma and the mom before everything worked out, right? Yeah, I remember that. Grandma was like, "You motherfuckers, be quiet. I'm trying to fucking sleep." So we went out in the garage and woke the neighbors up because he was yelling in the garage. But no, apparently that's entertaining to people to watch people get waxed. I don't know why.
If you go far enough back
other people,
on the
not
page,
themselves.
Yeah, it's still on there somewhere, and there's probably I don't know if the video of YouTube is still on there, but I'll have to look and see. I'll reshare that shit. But we can do the name game. I want to call Perry out real quick because he sent me a happy birthday post with Hulk Hogan in it. Look, I love you. I love you. Much respect. But Hulk Hogan is the worst fucking wrestler in the history of the business. Anybody that knows me knows I don't like Hulk Hogan.
They need to come up with more birthday gifts using wrestlers.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, but I'm just saying, Hulk Hogan, really? Like, that's like Carl's like, hey, since you live so close to Florida and y'all spend so much time in Panama, why don't you just drive on down there to Hogan's Beach Bar? Because I'd get fucking arrested. Because I'd punch him in his fucking fake ass face. I don't know why I don't like Hulk Hogan, but I guess I'm like fucking the Iron Sheik, baby, because he's a jabroni. I don't like him. Like, fuck
Hulk Hogan.
I fucking in the eye.
Break his back, make him humble.
Yeah. Fuck that jabroni.
I'll fuck him in the ass and make him humble. Iron Sheik.
Put the thumb.
Oh, Jesus. We're awful. This is why I get in trouble all the time. This is why Carl doesn't like me. So here we go. I'm going to share some pictures. We got the Briscoe brothers, right? Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, GCW Tag Team Champions. We'll cover all that.
Now Impact Tag Team Champions.
There you go. Impact Tag Team Champions. Now, this team and the Road Warriors. were the last two in the tag team poll, right?
Okay.
You got the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, and you got Mark and Jay Briscoe. And let's talk about the Briscoes first. Go around the table. Y'all say what you want, and then I'll give you some, or I can give you some details. It's up to you. What do you want to do first?
Give us the details on who they beat.
I don't know who all they beat. I didn't do all that, but we've got Jay Briscoe has been a 2-time Ring of Honor World Champion himself. Okay, he's the only one that's held single gold. That is on the record. I didn't see anything that said anything about Mark holding any belts single. They're 12-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. They've held the IWGP Tag Team Championship in 2016 in June. They are 2-time never openweight 6-man tag team with Tora Yan. I may be saying that wrong. They won the NWA Crockett Cup in 2002. They worked for CZW Full Impact Pro.
2002.
2022. Sorry. Sorry. Damn. GCW, House of Glory, Impact, JCW, which is Jersey Championship Wrestling. They've been tag team champions in all of these promotions. Hell, I think they've been NWA tag team champions. And of course, like I said, they won the Crockett Cup, and it was in 2022. It was just this year. They are, in my opinion, what you would consider a Hall of Fame worthy tag team.
I agree.
As well. I like watching them.
They won't ever make it to the big show, so they'll never get really, get that, hurrah that some may believe they deserve.
I say they're really great, not going into bigger promotions.
I mean,
But we all know that in order to really, you got to be a part of that.
Perry, you were trying to say something. What were you trying to say?
I've always enjoyed watching them, but like Carl was saying, they're not going to get that shot in the bigger leagues, in the AEW, unfortunately, because of Warner Media. They're not going to get that shot in the WWE. Hopefully now with Impact, they'll get a little bit more eyes on them so more people can understand exactly how good the Briscoes really are. But the only thing we can hope for as far as Hall of Fame is, Cauliflower Club.
Right. And I'm glad you mentioned Cauliflower Alley Club. A lot of people don't know what that is. I'm glad that you do. I agree. I mean, it is heartbreaking. And this is another thing. I don't even know exactly what was said that's keeping them away, but it was something from the past. I don't know if it was racial, sexual.
Homophobic.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was homophobic and since apologized for, but they still want to hold that over their heads.
And here's my thing. And I'm not okaying the use, because if you've watched any of my live feeds, anytime I've went on my soapbox, I always say this. Everybody that knows me knows this. I hate everybody equally. I try not to hate on anybody because of their race, their sexual orientation, gender preference, any of that stuff. That is a huge deal in our world right now, and people just are really judgmental, and I hate that. But if you apologize for something, if depending on how these guys were raised, because a lot of people, and they're older, they're a little bit older, so I'm sure their family may have been a little bit racist back in the day, but that's their family. People need to quit being so judgmental, okay? Because I was raised, I had an older a great grandfather when I was a young child. He was not the nicest man in the world sometimes when it come to certain people, but he was still a loving man and was fine and fair and shit with everybody until you crossed him, and then he would, he'd call you out on it. But the story goes, he went to the fish market to buy fish. The guy shorted him on his fish. He hit him so hard he knocked his ass off in the fucking St. Francis River over there in Paragould somewhere. That's that's my great grandfather story that I've got. But these guys are a hell of a tag team. They're known worldwide. I mean, IWGP is a big deal. That's New Japan. Everybody knows that. I mean, the Road Warriors have held those belts. The Dudleys have held those belts. I seen a thing that said the Hardys want to go for a shot at those belts, which would be, fucking phenomenal. But I don't know why WWE wouldn't jump on these guys. Vince himself has said words on television that he shouldn't say, and I'm referencing back in the day when he said the N-word.
Yeah.
He said it right in front of Booker T on a segment and was trying to be funny.
Even Booker T said it.
Right. I mean, like, why not give these guys that second chance and see what they can bring to your table for you? Because I think that they would draw you some money. I mean,
well, I'm going to say something, and I don't give a shit who I offend or what. But I'm going to tell you, it's just like Perry said. Well, Booker T said, well, guess what? It's okay if Booker says it.
That's true. I mean, if my thing is, I've been called honky, I've been called cracker, I've been called all kinds of stupid shit. You think that fucking bothers me? I don't give a flying fuck.
And that's just
He
what I
only
called
doesn't like it when you call him 44 years old.
That's true.
I'm going to say this too. I'm going to go and talk about the tag team themselves. I'm going to use the sheep herders, also known as the bushwhackers in WWF. You bring tag teams, you bring people into your organization, and you change everything about them. It's like, what the hell? And then they're gonna be watered down. And I'd rather see them in independent promotions, smaller guys, and just have fun and do what they do best.
That is a true. I mean, that is true. WWE is a big machine. They are bad about bringing people in and making them start over from scratch. I mean, look what they did with the Bullet Club. When the Bullet Club, Luke, Jesus Christ, Doc.
I know it happens at our age.
Jesus, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Machine Gun Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows came in and they broke them down and they made them kind of irrelevant and made them start from scratch here in America. And like the
comedy act.
Right. And the Viking Warriors. So I get it. I would be afraid for them to go to WWE. I'd love for them to go to AEW because I think they would really, I mean, watching that match with them and FTR. God dang, man. That was
good.
That's one of those matches that you look at and you're like, that's a fucking 6-star classic.
That was good shit, pal.
Like, who wouldn't want to book that shit on their show if they can bring that level of intensity to tag team wrestling? I would take the heat. If I was Tony Khan, I would take the fucking heat and I'd say, I'm signing these guys. Y'all are going to have to fucking get over it. If you don't want them on your promotion, they're still going to be signing with Ring of Honor. We'll take Ring of Honor to another network.
Right. That's kind of what I was hoping you would do.
A whole nother box worms.
This game is wrestling. This is the
AEW,
wrestling game.
Then you got AEW in the middle of nowhere.
It's the wrestling game. It ain't the talking game.
True, but I'm going to say right now, AEW's bringing in some money for TNT and them.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're upcoming pay-per-view. What is it? Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Is reached $1 million in ticket sales.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. Eric Bischoff doesn't think it'll be that big of a deal or help them, but I think it's going to be a huge deal.
Yeah. Oh, it will.
And it's definitely going to open the eyes of American fans to more Japanese wrestlers.
If Japan would actually get decent channels over here, put some decent channels over here, get them on good networks, decent networks that everybody can see, then I can see IWGP doing pretty good over here.
Yeah, I definitely see New Japan Pro, if it ever gets a good channel here in America, between them and AEW, I could see them pulling some viewers away from WWE. Because a lot of people, and I don't want to bring in another topic. This is another topic for another show, but AAA is bringing in the Hardys they're doing 3 nights. let me get my fingers on the camera, 3 nights of Triple Mania. They've done the first night. They're doing the second night in June, like on the 28th, and they're bringing in the Hardys to wrestle one of their big teams.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett was talking about that the other day.
Right, and it's a big deal. And then on the third night, which is going to be like in October, so I mean, that's, like I said, that's another topic for another night. They'll bring in another team for their big team, and then they'll also have the finals of their mask tournament where the loser has to lose their mask and all that shit. But it's just really weird how people and now, you know, with YouTube and all this and the streaming services, it's out there where people can get more wrestling. So it's like, why not take the risk and sign these guys so that they're not somewhere else? Like, you know, Impact, that's gonna bring viewers in. People that like the Briscoe brothers here, you know, they know them from Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna pull Impact in some viewers.
Yep.
Granted, it's hard to watch Impact because you don't know what fucking channel to find them on. But still, that's going to bring Impact in viewers.
True. But Impact needs to get on a better channel too.
Yeah, I agree there. Impact is fucked on that channel they're on.
Because if you don't have a DirecTV or Dish Network or digital, you know, even all these digital channels, you're not getting to watch Impact.
Right. Yeah, it's really hard to watch Impact. I will say that. These guys debuted in May of 2000, just so everybody knows. They've only been in this business, what, like 22 years? And they are already, you know, IWGP Tag Champions. They're running wild. These guys are just fucking a phenomenal tag team. So, I mean, I feel like somebody's, you know, not making smart decisions when it comes to booking. The other team, of course, the Road Warriors here. Everybody here, we'll talk about their accomplishments, but we'll go ahead and, you know, they debuted in '83. These guys are, you know, the Road Warriors, Legion of Doom. They also had a name called the Hellraisers, something Triple Warriors, because I think when they tried to put draws or some shit with them, LOD 2000, LOD 2005. The Hell Warriors, different names, but I'll start with Jerry.
Yeah.
Did Jerry leave me? Okay, Perry, go for it.
They will always be the Road Warriors as far as I'm concerned. This is probably the first tag team that I was ever enamored with. Just their presence in the ring. From, you know, the pads, the face paint, everything about their presence, just phenomenal.
And their manager, Paul Ellering, as well. I mean, these guys, you're right. Just huge, massive guys. Carl, Titanic, whatever you want to be called today. Asshole, dipshit.
I was nicknamed after Animal when I was a little, real little. And I got to meet him in 2001 and work with them on a show in Memphis, and they were two of the nicest people I've ever met in the wrestling business.
Yeah, I know what show you're talking about, the Mid-South Coliseum.
Yes.
Speaking of which, that's one place that I ever got to wrestle that I would love to wrestle at.
Well, I'm understanding there's talk of it fixing to happen.
Do what?
From what I understand, it looks like it's going to end up happening sometime soon.
What?
Wrestling back at Coliseum.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
I mean,
what have you heard?
That building has been crumbling for 40 years.
No, they've been cleaning it up and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I know
that.
they've been the Roundhouse Revival shows have been raising money to
fix everything.
Yeah, they've been really doing good with it. They've been doing tours in it and making money off of it to try to rebuild it and save it. It's a historical landmark. I know they were going to tear it down.
Well, I'm glad they did that. But yeah, the last I heard, they were wanting to tear it down.
Yeah, but they declared it a historical landmark, and Roundhouse Revival, I knew, started raising money And I'm glad. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad they didn't tear it down. I mean, that was
Yeah.
part of my life, man, growing up.
I was like 4 years old over there for an event. Kamala comes out, and I am in tears when he comes out. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's funny because I told a story previously about me being a kid at the Earl Bell Community Center and being on the front row. And when Kamala come out, he scared the shit out of me so bad I ran up in the bleachers. My mom and dad would always get front row seats at Earl Bell, and my grandma and grandpa would come with them, but grandma and grandpa would sit up in the top. Grandma, she liked wrestling, but she wasn't as big a fan as my mom and dad. And dad, I don't talk about my dad very often. He did try his hand at wrestling, but anyway, they would like ringside seats every time Earl Bell. We'd go to Mid-South Coliseum. They'd get as close as we could, and I'll never forget that story. And that's the night of the infamous picture of me on the hip of my mother in between Jeff Jarrett and we've determined that it was Robert Fuller when they were the USA tag team, the tag champions or whatever. But I remember I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and I remember Jeff Jarrett coming out to where my grandma and grandpa were sitting because I was up there crying and scared, and him picking me up and talking to me and telling me that I was going to be okay, that Kamala wouldn't hurt me. And then he took me in the back after the show and introduced me to Kamala as a kid. And I remembered years later getting to work with Kamala on a show. And I said, do you remember when Jeff Jarrett had his long blonde hair and he brought this little crying kid into the dressing room? And he said, yeah, I remember you. And that just made my day. And, I'll never forget that story. My mama has told me that over and over again. And, man, I just, that's how I got in the business, man. I grew up around it, Dad tried his hand in it. I didn't know Dad had tried his hand in it until Dad got ready to die, and people that I had worked with from, older days that told me that he died, that he had done it. But anywho, enough about that shit. He's dead, gone, and forgotten. So fuck him.
Well, happy birthday to you too.
That's right. So Jerry, your thoughts on the Road Warriors? Where the hell are you?
I'm back in the. I had to go get a charger.
Look at
My
you.
phone was gonna die.
Look at him being irresponsible.
Road
not
Warriors,
his phone
one of my
at the
most
beginning.
favorite tag teams.
Useless. Anyway, one of your favorite tags, like ever?
One of my favorite tag teams from back in the day. I was unhappy when they went to WWF. It killed their look in my eyes. They're big, bad, and loud. I love them.
I will never forget the one thing I love most. I always animal tell them Hawk. Oh, what a
Well,
yeah. So these guys, we'll kind of talk about their accomplishments real quick, and then I'll let y'all know who won the poll. These guys were NWA.
Snack on danger and dine on death.
There you go. For All Japan Pro Wrestling, American Wrestling Association, which is AWA, Cauliflower Alley Club Tag Team Award for 2020, Fighting World of Japan Pro Tag Team Champions, GCW, which was not Game Changer, it was Georgia Championship Wrestling. They were the 3-time NWA National Tag Team Champions, NWA Intercontinental Tag Team Champions, AWA World Tag Team Champions, NWA National Tag Team Championship Tournament, the Hardcore Hall of Fame class of 2021, the IWS World Tag Team Championships, iGeneration Tag Team Championships 3 times, IPW Tag Team Championships, the Jim Crockett Promotions World Championship Wrestling, which is WCW. They were NWA 6-man Tag Team Champions with Dusty Rhodes 3 times, and 2 times with, 3 times with Dusty Rhodes and 2 times with Gino Tirana, NWA World Tag Champions, Mid-Atlantic, 1 time Iron Team Tournament, Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup winner in 1986. They have entered the NWA Hall of Fame class of 2012, also NWA Legends Hall of Heroes 2016, Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum class of 2011, along with Paul Ellering as their manager, of course. Pro Wrestling Illustrated gave them the PWI Tag Team of the Year 83, 85, or 83 through 85. Let me correct myself. 83, 84, and 85, as well as 88. They were the PWI Feud of the Year with Dusty Rhodes and Nikolai Volkov versus the Four Horsemen. PWI ranked them number one of the 100 best tag teams in 2003. Quebec Wrestling Hall of Fame. Jesus. Let me get some oxygen here. Shit. Super World of Sports one-night tag team tournament from 91. Tokyo Sports Best Foreign Award, or Best Foreigner Award, I'm sorry, for 85. WWF Tag Team Champions 2 times. They entered the WWE Hall of Fame in 2011. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Awards Rookies of the Year in 83. Tag Team of the Year in 84. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame. Did not know that was a fucking thing until this very moment. I did not know that the Wrestling Observer Newsletter had a Hall of Fame. Did anybody know that?
Yes.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
96. They went in 96.
Who's the goof that does all the writing? Meltzer?
Yeah, that
He
fucking
does everything.
Okay. Well, I want to work with Meltzer. Somebody call that motherfucker up.
He's on Twitter.
All right, I'll tag him in something and insult him like Jim Cornette does and see what happens.
All right.
Fuck him. As the Hellraisers, they were in New Japan Pro Wrestling to win the IWGP Tag Team Championships 2 times. They were Pro Wrestling Illustrated ranked number 58 for the 100 best tag teams in the year of 2003. As the LOD in 2005, they were back as the WWE Tag Team Champions 1 time. And they were known as the Hell Warriors in Mexico, where they won the UWA World Tag Team Championship 1 time. These guys... their record speaks for itself.
Like they're still kicking ass in the afterlife.
Right. They debuted in 83, disbanded in 14. They were active from the year 1983 all the way up to 2014, which is not actually accurate. Animal was active all the way up until his death. Maybe as a tag team, they were active until 2014, but Animal was active all the way up until his death because I remember doing some shows with Animal, and these guys, man, legendary, fucking phenomenal tag team. Words can't express how amazing these guys are. Okay, and the poll, like I said, when we did the poll, and let me do this. Let me just kind of tell you how crazy it is that we got to this point. I put guys like the Hollies, the Headbangers, Hardys, Young Bucks, every tag team, including the Freebirds, Harlem Heat, and everybody that I could think of, like the Fantastics, the Midnight Express, the fucking Money Inc., Rock and Sock Connection. Okay, I put every tag team that you could possibly think of on these polls, and when I got it down to the last 2 teams, it was the Road Warriors and the Briscoe brothers, and people, people chose the Road Warriors. They were the top tag team that people voted for.
Top 2 for me would have been the Road Warriors and the Steiners.
And the Steiners actually won their poll, but when I got down to the end, it was amazing how it came down to the Road Warriors. I mean, they are so remembered, and people would, comments that would come in, and people would be like, yeah, I mean, how can you not pick the Road Warriors? How can you not think about them as one of the best tag teams and stuff like that? And I'm like, I mean, it's true. They are a brutally tough team. I've heard stories of how they would rough people up. They worked as bouncers at bars in their off job when they were, still training and getting their break in the business. They're tough motherfuckers. You didn't cross them. I mean, you didn't cross them.
Wrestled hard, partied hard, lived hard.
And so then we move on to our factions. And we've got Undisputed Era and the Four Horsemen. It came down to these 2 factions.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was shocked. I was shocked because there's such a generational gap there.
Yeah.
You've got Undisputed Era that's like a modern day thing going on. And then you've got like the original, one of the biggest original factions that really put, in my mind, put wrestling on the map for me, because the Four Horsemen, and to this day, that will never be forgotten.
No.
And it was just mind blowing. And I mean, I've got it, and you can see it behind me. You know, all my belts. I've got the NWA 10 pounds of gold. I've got the NWA National Tag Team Championship over here. You'll never forget the NWA. People say it's dead, and yes, in the sense that NWA will ever be as big as it was, it is dead. But the fact that Billy Corgan is trying to keep its name alive and bring honor to that name, that is awesome.
Yeah.
But the fact that the generational gap there was that big of a difference, kind of like with the Road Warriors and the Briscoes, I didn't really expect it to come down to the Briscoes and the Road Warriors, to be honest with you. I figured the Four Horsemen would finish out at the top. I was surprised when it came down to the Four Horsemen and Undisputed Era. I was thinking DX or NWO, or because you hear people talk about it all the time. So I'll give my opinion on Undisputed Era. These guys debuted in 2017 as a faction or a group, and they kind of added in Roderick Strong there at the end in NXT. And this was back when I was watching NXT all the time. They really stood out to me. Love Adam Cole, baby. He's good on the mic, good in the ring. I'm glad they didn't change his name and make him a fucking manager, because he doesn't need to be a manager. That is so stupid. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. Another tag team that I think if they put them in the ring with FTR could deliver a fucking 6-star match. They are so technically sound. Roderick Strong's a hell of a wrestler. Maybe he'll end up in AEW. I don't know if he'll be back with them. And I'll go to Perry first this time. Perry, what's your take on Undisputed Era?
4 phenomenal athletes. Roderick has asked for his release a few times now. Vince don't want to give it to him. And I think simply because he doesn't want him to go to AEW, where his wife is now at, by the way, along with his 3 buddies.
Right.
But Redragon, I love Redragon. Those 2 guys are absolutely phenomenal in the ring. And I think you're right. If we could get them 2 against FTR, and that match would probably blow the Briscoes match out of the water.
Hell, I'd love to see them against the Briscoes.
I think we've had that at Ring of Honor. I'd have to go back and check, but I believe we have had that matchup.
Let me know. I want to see that.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look, but I believe they have faced each other at Ring of Honor. It would have been before. It would have been like 14, 15, maybe even 16 before they went to NXT.
Right. Jerry, I know you don't know as much about him, but I'll go to you next. You know a little bit about Adam Cole. What's your take on Undisputed Era?
Adam Cole think.
Do what?
Maybe it's a wrestling I'm cool. I don't know much about these guys. Honestly, I can't say much.
Okay. Titanic. Let's hear it, man.
Well, what did they always say? We are NXT. Well, that's NXT right there.
Amen. Amen. I mean, that's true. And NXT has not been as good without them. I'll say that. The new version of NXT cannot hold a candle in the wind to what they had when they had these guys. Just simply put, I mean, they really are great. CBS in 2019 Feud of the year went to Cole and Johnny Gargano. Match of the year for 2019 was Cole and Johnny Gargano at NXT TakeOver New York. Wrestler of the year for 2019 from CBS Sports, Adam Cole. What's going on here? I got a problem. We're having technical difficulties. I don't know. Jerry's having issues. Sorry, guys. Pro Wrestling Illustrated Feud of the Year 2019, Cole versus Johnny Gargano. Tag Team of the Year 2019, Fish and O'Reilly. Wrestler of the Year was Cole. Ranked number two of the PWI 500 singles, and 20 was Cole. Strong was number 29. O'Reilly was number 38, and Fish was 53. These guys have all been ranked high. They had Feud of the Year for Cole versus Johnny Gargano again in 19 with Wrestling Observer. Cole's been NXT champion one time. Cole was NXT North American champion once. Strong was North American champion once. NXT tag team champions 3 times for Fish, O'Reilly, Cole, and Strong. Let me correct myself. It was Fish and O'Reilly 3 times, Cole and Strong 1 time, O'Reilly and Strong 1 time, and Fish and O'Reilly 1 time. So 3 times combined, but different teams, if that made any sense. If it didn't, I'll correct myself again. I don't mind correcting myself. I know I fuck up. Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic 2018, Cole and O'Reilly won that. The NXT Triple Crown champion is Cole. NXT Year End Awards. It says 10 times here. For Tag Team of the Year in 2018, it was O'Reilly and Strong. For 2019, it was Fish and O'Reilly. Tag Team of the Year for 2020 was Fish, O'Reilly, Cole, and Strong. They gave it to all 4 of them. Male Competitor of the Year for 2019 and 2020, they gave it to Cole. Overall Competitor of the Year for 2019 was Adam Cole. Match of the Year was Cole versus Johnny Gargano at, of course, NXT TakeOver. Man, that really took a lot. They even here in 2020, they threw O'Reilly versus Finn Balor at NXT 31 in as Match of the Year, which is, well, that was a phenomenal fucking match too. Rivalry of the Year for 2019, Cole versus Johnny Gargano. And Rivalry of the Year for 2020 was Cole versus Pat McAfee. And man, Pat McAfee, that's another one we'll have to put up on here one day and talk about, because he is Jesus. Just
phenomenal.
Yes. I love Pat McAfee. That dude is balls to the wall insanity. And just a little side note, talking about Pat McAfee, somebody made the comment the other day. I don't remember what, it was a news station podcast or something. They were talking about how he goes off script and how his days are numbered in WWE because of it. They're already talking about getting rid of him because he doesn't. I said, there's no way they'll get rid of him.
Vince likes him too much.
Right. He's too fucking entertaining. It's too fucking entertaining. You're not getting rid of him. Jerry, if you're having that many problems, just come on back in the office. Jerry, just come on back in the office. Shit.
Just get behind him and spoon him.
That's right. Just get your ass in here, sit down, and we'll roll. We got this. And then we move over to I got everybody's opinion on the Undisputed Era. We'll go over to the Horseman. Bruiser. Perry Bruiser.
So, yes, sir. The Horsemen. Oh, man, we grew up with these guys. And there was nobody else like the Horsemen. The Andersons, the Flairs, Blanchard. And then to have JJ with them as well. It's tried to be copied over and over again, and it just doesn't work the way it worked with the Horsemen.
Right.
The Andersons were legitimate badasses, both of them. Well, hell, all 3 of them.
Right.
I even love what little bit of time the Brainbusters spent in the WWF at the time.
Yeah.
And I think that run could have been a little bit better for them, but but they are always going to be that measuring stick.
Yeah, I agree totally. Grab the LSU chair and pull your arse over. I got Jerry back in the office here with me, guys. We'll try to keep it PG for you. See if I can get him in the picture here. Scoot on in here. But there we go. Get this ball headed some bitch in here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get on over here. What the fuck is it? Where you at? There you go. Let me scoot that back. Titanic, give us your take on the Four Horsemen.
Diamonds are forever, and so are the Four Horsemen. The best there is.
The best there was.
The best there ever will be.
There it is. I agree. Jerry, what's your take on the Four Horsemen?
They're the Four Horsemen. That's it. There's nothing like them ever after. I mean, it's no words.
I agree.
I used to hate them as a kid, and I love them now.
Yeah. They were a great heel faction, and like I said, I grew up on them. I've got the NWA 10 Pounds of Gold behind me. I've got the NWA National Tag Team titles behind me. It is simply to put it in terms for me, they really pushed me for wrestling because I loved these guys. I wanted to be a part of them. I knew I'd never get to be in the ring with them, but I wanted to be a horseman so fucking bad. Like I wanted to be that great.
And this version is my favorite.
And speaking of that, let's talk about it because the Horsemen won, but there have been so many different versions. You got this is the original, and then you've got the Barry Windham version,
Luger,
and then of course the more modern day version that folks talk about. And yes, I don't care if I get heat for it. I put up the picture with Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko because I remember during WCW, them doing this with Malenko and Benoit. And like you said, it's been, the Horsemen have been tried to be recreated over and over again. And this is the thing here, the original Four Horsemen was Flair, Arn, Tully, Ole, and of course, J.J. Dillon. So technically it was 5 Horsemen, but Arn Anderson gave them the name, the Four Horsemen. Arn Anderson coined the term, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and called themselves the Four Horsemen of, wrestling. During that interview, Barry Windham would join for 88 and 89, or 88 through 89, and then 90 through 91. A guy that I don't much super care for. He's not on the top of my hit list to be a great. But, he was a good wrestler. I'll give him that. Carl loves him. Lex Luger. He was a good United States champion. Lex Luger won or would join in 87. They even had Sting join the Four Horsemen for 89 through 90. And then, of course, I had to mention this guy because I don't know exactly what happened in this whole situation, but Paul Roma and Titanic. Yeah, the Italian Stallion. Titanic, if you know more about this story, you go ahead and tell it because all I know is Paul Roma joined in May of 93, and by December of 93, they had kicked Paul Roma out of the Four Horsemen. Now, I don't know why he was there for such a short time, but apparently...
I think he got fired.
Okay. It was just he got fired?
Yeah.
He was a bully.
Okay. I was just wondering. I didn't know if there was more of a backstory to it.
I think Flair actually really liked him.
Okay. He got fired. So fuck Paul Roma, right?
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck him.
Fuck Jimmy Hart.
Fuck Jimmy Hart. Chris Benoit, who a lot of people don't like to mention, and that's, I'll get heat for throwing that picture up. I don't care.
I love Benoit.
I do too. Hell of an athlete. He should not be forgotten. It was tragic what happened, but
call me a conspiracy theorist, but
I was fixing to say the same thing. I was fixing to say the same fucking thing. There's more to that story than we will ever fucking know.
Yep.
I don't believe, because he loved his son. Anytime I had been at a show and was refereeing for him, he had his son with him. He loved that baby. And I love my kids, and they pushed me to the point that I'd like to fucking choke them out. But I'm not going to do it, okay? But it just... God rest him in that baby's soul. But I just, before I get teary eyed, we'll move on because it pisses me off. I get heated on that, man. People want to argue about that, and I just Benoit would be in the Four Horsemen for 95 through 97, and then again in 98 through 99. Brian Pillman, another one that was just a phenomenal fucking wrestler in his time. Pillman 95 through 96. Dean Malenko was there for 98 and 99 along with Chris Benoit. And this name, and good God, I've got to mention some scissors in this shit, okay? Just so everybody knows.
Sid
Vicious, 90 through 91. I don't know if this was during the time that him and Arn Anderson ended up stabbing each other with scissors or what happened. I don't know the full story on this. I don't have the balls to ask Sid. I've worked with Sid a number of times, but I never asked him about it. But I always stayed away from scissors around him, just so everybody is clear. He was always real nice to me. I wrestled his son Gunner a few times as Lord Humongous, even took a couple of power bombs from Sid. Great guy to hang out with. But I always heard the story of him and Arn stabbing each other with scissors and shit. And I was like, man, that's fucking insane. Why? Like, what was so important that you stabbed each other with scissors and showed out and acted a damn fool like that? But, and then of course, Jeff Jarrett. Thank you, ma'am. My beautiful wife brought us refreshments. She knows I'm talking to them much.
You're old and gotta have something to wet your whistle.
Thursday. She knows I'm thirsty.
It's not beer.
It don't matter. I drink Coke. And then after Sid Vicious in 1997, which my timeline's jumping all over the place. So this is not how they weren't in order. Okay, this is just I'm giving you the years. Jeff Jarrett, ain't I great? 97 was a member of the Four Horsemen, and him and O'Connie have been debating this for a while. Apparently, they've been arguing about whether Jeff Jarrett is a Four Horseman. I could not, and I repeat, I could not find a picture with Jeff Jarrett posing in the Four Horsemen. So if there is a picture out there and somebody can send it to me, I will gladly put it on the show. But I could not find a picture of Jeff Jarrett posing as a Four Horseman. Trust me, if I could have, it would have been on the show because I am a huge Jeff Jarrett fan. Love working with Jeff. Love Jeff Jarrett since I was a kid. I've known him since I was probably 2 years old. Then, of course, you got Steve Mongo McMichael from 96 to 97, and then again in 98 and 99. And, of course, God rest his soul, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig from 97 – or sorry, yeah, shit. 97 to 97, he was involved in the Horsemen. And then I had to mention this because I thought this was a neat thing that was brought up to me. In 2007, there were two gentlemen who were made honorary members of the Four Horsemen. I don't know where this happened. I don't know, what the whole deal was, but honorary members of the Four Horsemen in 2007, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and of course, the one, the only, as he was known in WWE, the King, Harley Race, were named honorary members of the Four Horsemen. And that, I don't know why, I don't know when this happened, but in 2007, somebody said that they had made these guys honorary members. So they're not official members, but they're honorary members. I'm assuming that the Dusty Rhodes reason would be because that was one of their biggest feuds. They broke his arm in the car door. I mean, there was so much shit back in the day between the Horsemen and Dusty that it was unreal. I mean, they did the War Games. These guys were the innovators, in my opinion, of pro wrestling. Closest you can get is him shaking hands with Mongo McMichael. Okay. Yep, nobody's got a picture of him posing with the Four Horsemen, though. So I don't want to argue with Jeff Jarrett, but until I see a picture of you posing, and when I say posing, I mean I want the four fingers up, baby, with Flair and everybody else.
Oh.
Do what?
Oh, I just sent you a picture.
Oh, Jesus. Let me see. Did you email it or Facebook it?
I Facebooked it.
Okay. If I have to, I'll throw it to email and put it on the show.
But it wasn't that. I'm
It's
seeing
just-
the Flair shaking hands.
Yeah.
I've seen him throwing up the Four Horsemen sign with Mongo in a match.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that would count because Mongo was a member of the Horsemen, and if Mongo was a member of the Horsemen, then that would make him. I'll be in there in a minute, babe. That would make him a Horseman. I don't know, but these guys debuted. The original Horseman debuted in 1985. That was yours, asshole. I think Bruiser's having some problems. He left us. Maybe he'll come back. I can't bring him in the room with me. It's not going to work.
We could try.
Right. Well, no, he's like 8 hours away. But the Horsemen originally debuted in 1985. When they disbanded, it was 1999. The years active, they did 1985 through 91, 93 through 99. They had a reunion in 8 and a reunion in 12. As mentioned before, they did have several renditions. They also had Flair try to do the Horsemen in TNA with the Fortune Group. Very interesting uptake on it. When these guys went overseas, they had different names. They did try to call themselves the Three Horsemen because I think it was like Flair and 2 other guys came back later on, and they tried to call themselves the Three Horsemen. Flair, I think it was Flair, Tully, and Arn or somebody stayed together, and they called themselves just the Horsemen instead of the Four Horsemen. And, of course, you had the Yamazuki Corporation when they were in Japan. They called themselves the Yamazuki Corporation. I don't know what the hell that was about. Have no clue why they did that. These guys, the tale of the tape is long here, so bear with me. Jim Crockett Promotions, which was WCW as well, NWA National Heavyweight Championship, Tully Blanchard 1 time. NWA National Tag Team Championship 1 time would be Arn and Ole together. NWA. Yep. NWA Mid-Atlantic WCW United States Champion Heavyweight Championship. Total of 5 times for the whole group. Tully Blanchard 1, Lex Luger 1, Barry Windham 1, Ric Flair 1, Steve McMichael 1. NWA World Heavyweight Championships 6 times, Ric Flair. NWA Mid-Atlantic WCW World Tag Team Championships 4 times. That's a total of 4 times. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard 2. Arn Anderson and Paul Roma 1. The Crippler Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko, the man of 1,000 holds 1. NWA WCW World Television Championships a total of 7 times.
Tully.
Arn Anderson 4, Tully 3. WCW World Championship 8 times. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair. For Pro Wrestling Illustrated, they've listed here the Feud of the Year, the Four Horsemen versus the Superpowers and the Road Warriors in 1987. Ric Flair versus Lex Luger for 88. Ric Flair versus Terry Funk for 89. Ric Flair versus Lex Luger again in 90. Perry messaged me.
I love that Flair Funk 89 match.
Yes. Flair and Funk always.
The I Quit match.
Yeah. I love Flair and Funk together.
That was awesome. Troy, New York. Oh.
Yeah. And that was when Funk had retired, come out of retirement, and Powell drove Flair through the table.
Yeah. That was Ric Flair's best year.
Yeah.
Halloween Havoc. Was it Sting and Funk versus Flair and I forget the guy's name. It was in a cage and they had electric bob wire.
Oh Jesus, the what was that shit, Carl?
Dungeon of Doom or something like that.
The cage with the electric.
Are you talking about with the electric chair with Abdullah the Butcher?
No, the electric cage or whatever in WCW at Halloween Havoc. I remember that shit too. I didn't mean to put my mouth on your drink.
Oh, that's all it is.
I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But in 89, I said in 90, it was Ric Flair versus Lex Luger. Manager of the year, James J. Dillon. Oh, J.J. Dillon for 88. Match of the year, Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes for 86. Nah, probably. He's still kicking, though. Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat, 89. Most hated wrestler of the year for 87. Can you guess who it was?
Ric Flair.
Yes, sir. I love that. Most hated wrestler of the year. I want that fucking award, dude. Like, I get heat wherever I go. I can go in the kitchen right now and get some fucking heat, okay? But I want that award. That is, like, cool as shit. The most hated wrestler of the year. I want to get back in the business just so I can be the most hated wrestler of the year. That's good shit. Wrestler of the year, Ric Flair for 85, 86, and 89. Flair was ranked number 2 of the 500 best single wrestlers of Pro Wrestling Illustrated in 2003. That was incredible. WWE Hall of Famers, class of 2012. Wrestling Observer newsletter here. Best heel, Ric Flair of 90. Best on interviews, and this is the truth. I love this. In 90, Arn Anderson got that, and I always thought Arn Anderson could give a hell of an interview. Ric Flair got it for 91, 94. Feud of the rear. Feud of the rear.
Feud of the rear.
Yes, we're going to feud for the rear.
Feud like one of those risque movie titles.
Taco Bell.
That's right. Eat some Taco Bell, and I got a feud. All right, feud of the year: Ric Flair versus Terry Funk for 89. Again, this is Wrestling Observer newsletter as they give out each place gives out their own awards. Match of the year: Ric Flair versus Barry Windham for 86. Flair versus Sting for 88. Flair and Sting had some really good matches. Flair and Steamboat for 89. Flair and Steamboat, man, used to tear the house down. I loved watching those guys. Most charismatic wrestler of 1993 was Ric Flair. Most outstanding wrestler for 86, 87, 89. Flair, readers' favorite wrestler for 85 all the way through 93 was Ric Flair. And wrestler of the year for 85, 86, 89, and 90 was the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Of course, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard are still very active in what they do today with AEW. Ric Flair actually is training again. I've seen footage of him in the ring with Jay Lethal.
He started out as a power lifter.
Yeah.
Still strong as hell.
Titanic. So the Four Horsemen. It goes without saying. I mean, I love Undisputed Era.
That's common sense.
Right. I mean, and let me just tell you how drastic this is. What got me, because the tag team poll was 54 to 46, right? 54 for the Road Warriors, 46 to the Briscoes, and that's 556 votes. 556 people voted. 54% of those people voted for the Road Warriors. 548 people voted. 74% for the Four Horsemen. 26% for Undisputed Era, man.
Well, you're looking at two different eras for sure.
That's true, and you're looking at your viewership too. The younger generation doesn't know as much about the olden days.
True. But I mean,
it's kind of like Jerry said. He didn't know much about the Undisputed Era.
right.
Yep, that's true. Partially because I don't have cable. But my interest in the product nowadays, I like AEW better because, hey, it's more entertaining to me.
Right.
It's got good storylines. It's got great talent, and they have great talent in WWE as well. I must say WWE. I don't like the writing of where it's going. I don't like how it plays out. One person rules them all. Come on, it's like the Lord of the Rings.
I will tell you this, Jerry. If you go to Peacock, look up the War Game matches that the undisputed era were in.
I did see a little bit of one before it, and that was actually pretty good. I will say
They're all good. They're really all good.
Yeah, I feel like
if you
They show
allow
up.
people to do what they do best, that's when magic happens.
and you know, there's never been another version of the Four Horsemen, but I will say that the Undisputed Era really had that modern day feel of being a next gen Four Horsemen.
Yeah,
because they had
There's
all
four
the
of them.
gold. There was 4 of them. They had all the gold. They could wrestle. They could talk.
You had the world champion.
Right.
You had your U.S. champion, and you had your tag team champions.
Right. And then you put them in the War Games match, just like, you know, Arn and Tully and all of them. You know, they originated that shit, and it just, to me, and a lot of people may not put that together. I put that together when I was sitting here. I stayed up until like 1 a.m. last night. I wanted to make sure I was prepared. I wanted to make sure I had the knowledge, the information. I pulled up the websites. I pulled up, you know, everything I could, wrote down stuff that I found, and I wanted to be more prepared because I felt like I didn't do Bobby Eaton justice. And I want to go back and I want to do a little bit for Bobby Eaton later on too, or not Bobby Eaton, but God, Bobby Heenan, the you know, who won the manager thing.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he won the manager's poll, and we talked about it last week.
Well, that's a no-brainer.
Right, exactly. That's what we said. But yeah, I really want to kind of touch on some of the stuff he really did, because people don't realize just how long he'd been in the business either. So I may touch on some of that either on a live that I do later on this weekend, or a live next week when me and you get together.
You're a good humanoid.
Thank you. I'm a good humanoid. You hear that? I ain't heard that fucking humanoid word in a long fucking time. God, that's crazy.
Only us old folks are going to be able to tell you say some shit like that.
Right. But I'm going to do some more polls. I pulled up some information here. I thought this would be an interesting thing to do. And I know it's going to be another one of those generational things where people don't know some of them, okay? But I'm going to do a poll for the shortest wrestler ever.
Hollywood.
Well, I'm going to do
Little Beaver.
I'm going to do a little bit of bigger names. I'd love to.
I've been around a few of those too.
Right? God damn, pal. That's good shit.
It was.
It was.
It was.
But
can I ask you a question before we do anything else?
Yes.
Take the picture down.
Take the picture. All right.
So our heads get bigger.
The sharing is going.
I don't want my head getting bigger.
I want to see wing angled.
You want to see the wing angled?
Yeah. I like it.
It's beautiful, dude.
You run around the house naked with it on yet?
On the looks, different looks of them.
Did I what?
Did you run around the house naked with it on?
No, I have not run around the house.
No, just his underwear. I did a little research on the different looks of it. If I'm right, the dual tone and this being black is when Savage had it.
Yes.
Like right when Savage first had it. And to listen to this is weird, because when he had another rendition of it made, the back was Velcro. There was no snaps. That's weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
The belts now, instead of them, the belts that WWE carries, instead of them having snaps, they have magnets.
Magnets, I can see.
They got Velcro too.
They're Velcro?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were Velcro. I knew they were magnetized.
Yeah, they Velcroed them. I think the earliest time I can remember noticing that it was Velcroed was around Kofi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that one. That's right. Because it got stuck to his gear when he was taking it off. I remember that. It got stuck to his vest and it pulled his vest.
Oh gosh.
But I saw that. And I wanted to see it up close.
Yeah, I did a special on Tuesday, and I think
It
I'm
just
gonna
kept it just kept buffering on my side, so I couldn't watch it. I was actually on the live,
Oh, okay.
and it kept buffering, so I had to just get off of it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Was it your Wi-Fi connection or something?
Well, I was at work.
Oh, okay, that makes
I'm
sense.
in the middle of nowhere.
I had great signal for a long time, and all of a
Right.
sudden,
We don't have good Wi-Fi at the river.
I think, right? I know that river sucks. I think I'm going to start doing a segment on Tuesdays called Title Tuesday and talk about belts and the
Maybe
people who
history.
held them and stuff like that as
history of
well.
it, the
Yeah.
different looks.
Yeah.
I'm
But,
a title man myself. I love
this-
the titles.
When he gave me this, it was my birthday present. He gave it to me. And the first thing that popped in my head was, man, the guys that have held this. And then when we were in here and I was putting it on the shelf, I said, I remember Sean had this damn thing on a white strap.
Yeah.
White
White strap. Yeah. Yellow.
Not Undertaker.
purple,
Ultimate Warrior had yellow.
Ultimate Warrior.
yeah.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior did it several different colors.
white.
Yeah.
And
That's
orange
like the
one.
IC title. They had it. It was on a yellow strap,
Mhm. Yes.
a black strap. They had a gold strap for Gold Dust.
Cody brought
wish-
it back with a white strap.
Yep. I wish I could find a version of the IC title with the gold strap. I would love to have that. Like I said, I have
You should paint your face gold.
I have a list of championship belts that I love that I like to collect. I know I'm ridiculous with it. I would love to get a gold strapped IC title just because I love Gold Dust. He was a great character. Dustin put a lot of work into that. And I think a gold strapped IC title would be cool to have. Of course, our USA tag belts that we talk about all the time. I'm working on trying to find a nice set of those. But yeah, it just,
My phone's not in a good mood.
it's just nuts.
Okay.
But yeah,
Got one in my car. Give me that. Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, the US tag belts would be pretty sweet too.
yeah. But that was my birthday present, and appreciate. I love Jerry. Jerry goes above and beyond every time. Dude, I can't say enough good things about this asshole. I really can't. When my wife started to work, yeah, he's got a bleached asshole. Did
No,
you know
I
that?
am a bleached asshole.
But when my wife
Shaved,
started,
too.
bald. When my wife started to work down here, we didn't know a lot of people, but we knew enough people in our community that we were good. And then she introduced me to Jerry and Kelly, and me and Jerry
It's
instantly
been fucked since.
yeah, we instantly connected like you and me, and it just became another thing. And I knew you two would get along. I knew y'all would be cracking each other up. I'd love to get you down here and get all three of us together and hang out. It would be a fucking
Does
blast.
he drink beer?
Me?
He-
No.
He drinks liquor.
You don't want him to drink. He drank damn near a whole 30-pack by himself one night. Fucking
Yeah,
Andre the
that's
Giant
like-
over here.
That's like me with whiskey. I can
It
drink
is.
whiskey. I can't drink a lot of beer. I'll burp.
Look, the last time I did any drinking, and I know we're going way overboard than what we like to do it,
Yeah, it's all right.
but the last
It's my
time
birthday, damn it.
I drank, my buddy, I went to the bar with two friends of mine. One of them was really close to me,
You left it.
and they's like, "Do not worry, you ain't got to pay for nothing. We want you to go with us." One of them's tab was over $100. The other tab was over $200, and most of it was me drinking pitchers of Bud Light and shots of Jaeger bombs.
Jesus Christ.
Did you have any sherry for dessert?
And then I had to be carried out of the bar.
and that,
Then I threw up when I got in the house.
Jesus. Yeah, we got to get you down here and get you Louisiana drunk, brother.
No. Freak the Louisiana drunk. Let's get the Louisiana food.
There you go.
That's me. I'm a
Fucking get us
foodie.
a
I love to eat.
crawfish bowl, some big ass Fat Boys pizza. Ooh-wee. But no, the next few polls I'm going to put up, I'm going to have Masquerada Dorada, which is or not a Hornswoggle, but El Torito. He'll be on there as El Torito, the little midget. Hornswoggle. Drake Maverick, of course, will make the list because he's 5'4". Spike Dudley. Anybody 5'5" and under will be on this list. Of course, underwear. John Silver, Marco Stunt, Masquerita Sagrada, which is actually another version of you remember Masquerita Sagrada. He's wrestled in WWE, white suit.
Sounds like a wine.
I may have to put a picture up with him so people know who he is.
And Cara?
No, little short dude. He was a midget wrestler. Of course, you got Little Beaver. Dink.
Holy moly.
Max Mini. You remember Max Mini?
I remember Max.
And Sky Lolo.
Max Mini wasn't even 4 foot tall, was he?
No, some of these guys are under 4 foot tall. So
I'll tell you what, I mean, right off the top of my head, I enjoyed watching Spike.
I did too. But I'm gonna put these guys on a poll, see what happens for the shortest. Probably it may be 2 separate polls. You know how that works with YouTube.
It might be a short poll too.
Yeah,
don't forget about Hollywood Little, because man, you can't look.
Okay.
When you take and you walk in the back to come inside the building, the hotel of wrestling, and you got this little fucking midget jumping off the top of a damn freezer on top of you. Life don't get no better. Life don't get no better.
Yeah. I loved Hollywood. That little motherfucker. Well,
did you hear about the missing midget wrestler? He had to put his face on a carton half and half. I love telling that.
Did you hear that shit? Yeah. I can't let him look. I have to look.
He has to censor me.
You know, normally I have the wife as the production truck telling me what I can and can't say so I don't piss people off. Today it's me. Like I have to, because I'm running the whole thing. I got the soundboard. I'm over here freaking out. We're like 10 minutes to showtime, and I'm trying to get everything done. Had to shower and everything. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm running late. I'm sick. I got this, my face is half swelled up, so I'm trying to hide behind the microphone. That's why I keep moving it. I don't want everybody to see the giant fucking bruise and shit. But I'm like, I got to censor him today. Like, I need a fucking bleep button over here on this fucking soundboard. That way, every time he talks, I can just have it some bitch ready, because he tells some fucking jokes that'll just, hair lip the Pope if we ain't careful. Jesus, man.
Oh, you want to hear a joke about the Pope?
Go ahead, yeah. Tell us.
Actually, I don't have a Pope joke, but I'm not going to bust into the Catholic stuff. I could offend the audience.
You think he's going to offend the audience?
Possibly.
I think we've already done that.
Yeah. But I'm also going to do a tallest wrestler. Anybody, like Paul White, Morrissey, Matt Morgan. Do you remember Kip Christensen? He was in NXT for a little bit when they were doing the NXT stuff on TV. Of course, Kane, the Great Khali, Shanky, George Garza.
El Gigante.
Yeah.
That's George Garza.
Andre Omos. Yep. Do you remember Ron Reis? R-E-I-S was
Reese.
Reese. Yes.
Ron Reis.
Yeah, he's going to be
He was the Yeti.
Yes.
At WCW where he butt fucked Hulk Hogan.
Yes. He's going to be on there. Kurgan. And Giant Silva will be on the list. So these are all some guys you'll get to vote for. And I'm also thinking about doing a weight base, like the world's heaviest wrestler kind of thing.
Yokozuna.
I could find them. They're a set of twins back in the day. They did a hillbilly gimmick.
Oh, Elmer and them.
They were I think it was farther back.
Oh, Jesus.
They were like 1,000 pounds.
God, dog.
They ended up weighing over 1,000 pounds.
The combined weight of half of a car.
Right. But the whole point of it is I'm going to put up the shortest wrestler, the tallest wrestler, let everybody vote, find out who their favorite midget was, find out who their favorite tall guy was, do some topic on them. Of course, I feel kind of cheated today because Cheeseburger Superior didn't join us and question us 100 times. And really give me something to bitch about, because like normally he asks a lot of questions and he keeps me on my toes, man, and I miss him. And if he watches this later, much love from everybody here at Dynasty of Wrestling. We hope you're okay. We check in, please send me an email. Let me know that you're okay. Because you got me worried. He
sounds awesome.
He's never missed a live, man. He always comments something. So I'm worried about my buddy. Hopefully he'll send me a message later and let me know he's okay.
Is he at China?
Here, I'm gonna give you the names to look up.
Japan?
Why don't you just look them up, screenshot them, and send them to me?
I can do that.
That'd be great. Pull some weight around here, Titanic.
They're the world's heaviest twins.
Okay.
One's 723 pounds.
Motorbikes on Guinness World Book.
One's 723 pounds, and the other one was 745 pounds. One died a couple weeks after my actual date of birth.
Damn.
And the other one died in 2001.
You're talking about the McGuires?
McQuarrie. Yeah, the McGuire twins, it says.
Yeah, the McGuires.
Yeah, known together as the McGuire twins.
They're some big motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Poor motorbikes.
They're me feel
full-size
good.
Harleys, but they look like mini bikes.
They make me feel good about myself.
Yeah, they make me feel good about myself, too.
At least I'm not on my 600-pound life right now. I'm getting close.
I was working on it at one time.
Yeah, I'm hoping I don't have to have any more dental work done. At least not for a couple of years after what I just
We'll
went
send
through.
them to somebody better.
God damn. I hope so.
My better half had her.
Oh yeah, she had her.
She's already better.
She had an implant though, didn't she?
No implant yet.
Implants?
Yeah, they're doing implant, not breast implants. Teeth implants, asshole.
Teeth plants.
Really?
Cornett. How fit is that?
I know, right?
That's a thing?
Yeah, they can do teeth implants now. You didn't know that?
Are you talking about the ones where they put the metal in your mouth and
I don't know.
And
your gums?
And they click it right
and screw it in there?
Yep.
I guess
that
so.
Sounds painful.
But before we go, I'm going
to
pull something back up here. Thank our sponsors one last time for today. Of course, Ray's Energy Drink. I think Titanic needs a few Ray's Energy Drinks, so maybe he'll get up out of that bed every now and then.
They'll make you raise up.
That's right. They have Focus. They have Hypersleep. They have pre-workout. They have protein.
Hypersleep sounds great.
It actually does work. You mix it in a little bit of water. You drink it about 30 minutes before you want to go to bed.
Out like a light. Sleep great.
I slept better than I've ever slept before. And I have a hard time sleeping anyway because my neck, my back, I can't get comfortable. And that shit
your back?
Yeah, my pussy and my crack.
There you go.
I can say what I want.
Hey, can I do the next one?
What?
The next ad.
Sure. But code Divine10 saves on all your purchases. There you go.
All right. Mad Rabbit. Jerry, use this stuff when you go get your tattoo and your flames on your head. It'll help heal it.
Slam Bigelow. I'll be slam, not bam, bam.
Use code Divine 20. It'll save you 20% on all your purchases.
I'll love it. You'll do the next one too. There you go.
Use the same fucking code to get 12%.
Jesus, man, we're saving 20. We're not saving 12, okay? It's code Divine20. If you go to Mad Rabbit, use code Divine20. It saves you 20% off all your purchases. And code Divine10 at Rep Sports to save you. I think it's like 10 or 20% off your
madrabbit.com.
Yeah. And the Divine 10 is for the raise and rep and stuff like that. If you go there, they've got good shit and it saves you money. It really does. All right. So do y'all want to play the name game since it's just us three?
What's the name game, son?
Oh, shit.
We play the name game. We name a wrestler. And, like I'll say Triple H and he'll tell me what he thinks of Triple H. You'll tell me what you think of Triple H. And then I give my opinion, and then he'll say a name, and you tell me what you think.
He's one hell of a son of a gun.
Yeah, stuff like that.
When does Jerry go back to work? When do you go back to work?
Next Wednesday night
Yeah, he has to leave at like 1 a.m.
Yeah. Sucks.
He drives down to Venice Beach, California.
Nice.
Go work out.
I'm kidding. It's not Venice Beach, but
It's Venice.
I mean, I was about to say that's a pretty long drive to work.
It's the end of the world.
why you want to do the name game later?
Hours.
Yeah, I mean, we've already been on 2.5 hours. I need to go do other stuff.
Yeah, I do too. My wife brought me food, and I'm starting to get hungry. I smell it. It's fucking delicious.
What is it?
It is chicken. She made like fried hot wings. Well, I mean, they're
Popcorn chicken.
it's like popcorn chicken, but it's. I mean, it's
the
like
wife's
boneless
chicken.
wings,
It's the
pretty
wife's
much.
Chicken.
We have a new place over in Jonesboro,
Yes.
and it's really good. And you know what's happened the last few days. Where
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you know what's been going on.
Don't get me
And-
started. I'll cut a promo on them too for you.
No, don't do that.
I won't. That's why I said don't get me
So,
started.
one of the people that I work with, she turned around and she's like, "Well, I felt bad." She goes, "So I figured you'd appreciate it if I just bought some chicken and we just sat and ate."
Oh,
And me and my coworkers, we had lunch together yesterday, and I think I've ate chicken in the past 2 weeks about 12 days.
Ow, that hurt my neck.
I've ate a lot of chicken in the past 2
Well,
weeks.
I'll tell you what. My wife took me to. We had Hooters yesterday for lunch because of course today's my birthday, and me and her try to go out and do something for my birthday, and I take her out for hers.
Right.
I'll never top taking her to the Backstreet Boys and having her throw a row at the concert.
No, you'll never top that.
Yeah, I'll never top that for her first birthday present. But
Bring
she.
her to our house and she gets to see me in that top set.
Nah, you're not that important, Jerry. I mean, we love you, but you're not that important. Backstreet Boys.
I'm glad I'm not that important instead of impotent.
Backstreet Boys take the cake for her. She's a huge. I mean, I'll have to show off her pop figures. She's got some Funko Pops of all the Backstreet Boys.
She's young. She's
Right.
young. So
Yeah.
when you getting your belt?
What belt?
When they sending you the belts?
Oh, he's supposed to. Mine's supposed to be finished tonight, and then I give him the address, and he's supposed to ship them as soon as tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
If I lived closer to, I think he's in Laredo, Texas. If I lived closer, I could just drive over and get them. But
That ain't too bad. Okay.
yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's like a 6 to 7 hour drive. It's down by the border.
Oh, it's down by the border.
Yeah, Laredo's down by the
let him
border.
mail it.
So I'm just gonna let him mail it. That way I don't get in trouble. Because if I get too close to the border, they might catch me or something. That or I might go down there to Cancun and have too much fun.
No doubt.
What happens in Mexico stays in Mexico, right?
That's what they say.
Same with Vegas. But I should have them hopefully by next week, which is good because I've got everything else that I need to send you already boxed up, labeled, and ready to go. Which reminds me, I have Scotty's care package, Vic Vicious's care package for his Batman stuff.
Mhm.
I've got it boxed up and ready to go too. I got to send it to him. But anyway, my wife took me out to Hooters yesterday, and we had, I had my boneless wings there, and then we came home, and she decided that she was going to make chicken nachos like they do at the Mexican restaurant, and then she decided that she was also going to make chicken Alfredo.
Oh.
And so we had both for dinner last night. Like the kids are picky, so she has to make, how the
I
kids
know.
are.
I already know.
Right. And so she made both. So I ate both. My fat ass was sitting there eating fucking, homemade Mexican nachos and fucking homemade chicken Alfredo. Fucking delicious. And then we were getting ready for today, which I had to go yesterday and have a procedure done on my leg, my birthday tattoo, of course, that I'll show y'all later on. But
So cute.
it is. Shut up. Don't make fun of my fucking raptor.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna fucking kill him. Making fun of my baby.
I saw it too.
It's pretty.
Pretty.
I'll have to tell the story behind it, and then people will understand. It's okay. But and then today she decided, last night it was about midnight. She said, "Fuck, everybody's coming over tomorrow, so y'all can do your live." She said, "I better cook lunch." I said, "Why?" I said, "Ain't nobody expecting food. We're gonna be talking all day." And so she said, "Well, I'm gonna cook." She said, "Me and Kelly hang out in there, and I'll cook." And And then you and Jerry can come eat when y'all get done. I said, okay, that works, baby. That's fine. You ain't got to worry about all that. She goes, well, I want to do y'all right. It's your birthday. I'm like, babe, I got the best wife in the world, man. I'm so blessed. I'll fight you over that.
Oh, no, we don't want to fight, man.
I'll tell you, I've you know my past. You know a lot of the shit I've been through, and you've been there with me for 20 fucking years, and I have finally God gave me the right angel, and
There's one thing.
man,
Can I say something funny?
Go right ahead.
One thing I've noticed that she doesn't have is a vacuum.
She's got. Oh, wish. Yep.
And if she had one, she wouldn't be outside.
I mean, we have a vacuum, but she doesn't vacuum the yard with it. Like,
Does Jerry know about the knock knock?
no, Jerry does not know about the knock knock, and Jerry does not need to know about the knock knock. And now I have to tell Valerie that you said something about the knock knock again on the fucking podcast, and then she's gonna whoop your ass when she sees you, Carl.
Oh hell yeah!
You hear that? Steve Austin says, "Oh hell yeah!"
It's good shit.
They're your fucking Steve Austin. Come on, let's hear it before we go today.
What do you want me to say, boy? I can say any damn thing I want. I gotta clear my throat. Austin 316 says I just whooped your ass. Oh hell yeah!
Is that all right?
Well,
Is he still? Hey, tell me the truth.
Yes.
I don't want his answer.
Okay.
Does he have like a picture of Stone Cold on his phone? He touches himself with it or something?
I don't know about that.
I was gonna say I've never seen him do it, but
But it's a possibility. That's spot on. That's awesome.
Right. I'm pretty good. I can hit the pow and shit for Vince.
Something tells me that he probably hit the damn roof when he watched WrestleMania.
Probably. He didn't watch it with me. He was offshore.
I was telling people left and right. I said, "You gonna watch me on WrestleMania tonight, tomorrow night? You gonna get stunned? You gonna have a couple Steve Weisers? What?
You hear this shit?
I love it.
I do too. Look, you remember me calling you and going, the Macho King of Insurance?
Oh, yeah.
When I did it to this fucker, he started talking back to me like Steve Austin.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was great.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was great.
My mom was
What
like,
about?
who the fuck is this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
If I'd have had your mom's number, I'd have fucking called her too.
She would have never answered it.
Why?
Because she would be like, oh, it's just a bill collector.
I don't answer my phone either.
For Halloween one year, I haven't had Halloween off in a while. I was going to get some shoulder pads, put some spikes on them, and I could grow my hair out a little bit and just shave that. Boy, I was going to be Hawk.
That'd be cool.
What a rush. I could have done that around.
Pretty close.
Well.
I can't do it too loud because mom's sleeping.
Well, I can't really, like, I was trying to do the Macho Man last night with the kids. I was playing with the kids. And with my mouth being fucked up and all swelled up, nothing sounds right. Like, I can't, it sucks.
I was messed up a couple of days too after they pulled all of mine out. But
imagine.
Mouth till the swelling goes down.
Fucking, do you hear him? I keep doing this. Did you hear what he said?
No, I didn't hear what he said.
Just hold it in his mouth until the swelling goes down. It's okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right? Like, what the fuck, man? Oh.
And he's sober.
I know, right?
Jesus,
right?
Jesus was I don't know if I should even say that on here.
Go ahead, fuck it. We'll leave off that
Jesus
note.
was a Mexican.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, 12 men followed him around in an Accord. It was a Honda.
And on that note,
well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great day. I got to have both of my co-hosts together. It was awesome. This is the first time they've seen each other in person, period.
Oh, I've seen him before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was FaceTiming him one night when you were over here. That's right. But this was a great experience. We got to do some topics here. We got Perry the Bruiser, the voice of OCW, on today. If anybody else out there in what should we call it? We've got the WWE Universe, we've got the AEW Galaxy, Pro Wrestling Wonderland. Hell, I don't fucking know.
The game? You talking about the game?
I don't know.
They're coming out with a game for PlayStation
AEW,
and
yeah,
Xbox.
Wrestle Forever or Fight Forever. But if anybody else out there wants to join in, be a special guest. I know today probably wasn't as entertaining because we didn't, just fucking fly at the cuff of our asshole. And I actually, proved that I
thought
could.
It was great.
I did too.
My first time being on something like this.
I think today went by a little better because I had some organization to it. What do you think?
Organization?
Yeah, something.
You said organ.
I put my organs in it. It looked a little better today. I feel like I did better today than I did last week. I'm learning. I'm trying to figure out how to put pictures up on the screen.
I don't know how many views you're getting. I mean, I know about what it shows me, but
right. I mean,
I'm
getting several from. The thing is, here's what kills me because while we're going, it's got the little thing up here in the corner that shows how many views we're getting, but that's not always accurate because if I go over here and I pull up in my studio, it'll show me something totally different. That's just like, see, this
500,000 views. That's good.
That wasn't my studio. That was the YouTube thing. But if I go over here, I click the wrong button. I'm fucking exhausted. That's like when I do, see right here, 203 views. 203 views is what it's showing right here. See? And you're my witness. See it?
on
today.
Today?
Yeah, that's what it's showing.
500,000, like I said. But hey,
that's what it's showing. Now, I may be wrong.
I was optimistic. I look at myself on this screen.
I do want to give a shout out to someone. I've been very critical of XPW since they did their show. And I've gotten a lot of what? Go ahead.
So I was sitting here watching the Pat McAfee show when we started this.
Yes.
While they were on today, the building next door to them caught fire.
Holy fuck. That's insane. Like,
well, I got like our Cinco de Mayo got 6 views on mine. We got 15 for the tribute, 28 for our first one that we did.
okay. Yeah, yours doesn't go live, so I have to upload to yours afterwards. That's the problem with that.
Yeah.
We've got to get your subscribers up on your YouTube channel so we can go live on yours as well. That way we can.
No, it's fucking hard to do.
It is hard to do, and it sucks.
I'm at 122.
Well, at least you're moving up. You're moving up. It took me forever, dude. Now it's just like, how did I get here? Like I'm at 2,633 subscribers, and I don't know how I did it. And I thank every one of them for subscribing. I really do.
I think you gotta, I know you switched it over from the wrestling with the locals.
Yeah.
And we already had a pretty good little president set up.
Yeah, we had about 300, maybe.
And then you started showing some of the GCW stuff.
Yeah, and that really took off.
It really took off from there.
Yeah, and then, of course, I jumped on the GCW stuff, and some House of Glory was pretty good. But I did the XPW stuff, and I got a lot of heat.
That XPW shit sucked.
I got a lot of heat for what I said. And so
From
I'm
who?
just, well, apparently the owner, Rob Black, is not very happy with anybody that criticized his show.
Well, he fucking sucked.
Well, you know how I am, so I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do exactly what I always do. So just bear with me as I do this. Every comment I said, I meant from the bottom of my fucking heart. Okay, so I got a comment here. I'm gonna read. Straight Up Metal Detecting is the name that posted this comment. He said, I agree with every single word you said. This was the worst main event death match ever. and he loves Masada and Shellac and XPW, but this was ... No, simply put. And I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to look directly into this fucking camera. And I'm going to say to you, Rob Black, if you have a fucking problem with anything I say here on my show about your show, if you've got the balls, I've got all damn day. If you think you can whip everybody's ass that talks shit about your fucking show, book that shit. Because I'm still able-bodied. As long as there's life in these lungs, I ain't afraid to fucking fight. You want to talk shit, and anybody else out there that's got a fucking problem with what I said about XPW, your shit sucked. You shouldn't have booked non-deathmatch wrestlers in a fucking death match. Okay? It was worse. Well, I was going to say it was worse than that fucking purge match I had to sit through, but it was about just as fucking bad. Okay? So why don't you kiss my white ass and book better fucking shit?
Please don't remind me of that purge match.
So Rob Black, go make fucking porn because maybe you were good at that.
Hey, Jerry, the purge match that he's talking about, one of the guys that wrestled in it kind of looked like Ed from 90 Day Fiance.
Did he come out with mayonnaise in his hair?
I don't tell him.
It was oily as shit, so I don't know.
It's probably mayonnaise if it was Ed.
I don't know.
Holy.
But I had to get that off my chest. I do apologize.
Won't you hit him up on Twitter and tell him to come on the show?
I will. I ain't got no problem fucking saying it to his face.
I'm gonna have to go watch this now just to see how it is.
Let me put it this way, okay? I'm not Jim Cornette. I'm not gonna hide behind a fucking restraining order. Okay? Or Vince Russo, who's begging WWE for a fucking job because he can't pay his fucking bills and he needs a fucking job because he's calling Vince McMahon going, can you give my job back? Can you give my job back? But I want to treat people like shit. I want to write stupid shit. Granted, he did give us the Attitude Era, and I appreciate him for that.
He also helped us with our podcast.
Yes, he did help us with our podcast. But between him and Jim Cornette, I want to book the fucking show just to get him and Jim Cornette together. Because I'm tired of them both running around like scared little bitches, hiding behind a fucking restraining order and a bunch of bullshit.
I think it'd be pretty cool to have.
So if Rob Black sees this, I will Twitter this to you. I will ask you on Twitter nicely to come on my show, and I will say everything I've said to your face that you obviously have no business in this fucking business. Okay, so.
I don't even know who the motherfucker is.
I don't know who he was on Dark Side of the Ring. They made fun of him. He got federal fucking pin time. I don't fucking know, man.
I don't know. I didn't like this show. I mean, it was cool seeing Vic Grimes because I hadn't seen him since early 2000s.
Right.
So,
I mean,
maybe in the 1990s.
And that's, I mean, we could talk all day about that shit, but I just wanted to get that off my chest because people have messaged me and commented on stuff and talked about how I'm too critical and I don't know anything. And I've been in the business for such a long time and I've never seen this. And my exact words were, I have never seen a no rope barbed wire match that was this unsafe. Those were my exact words. It was not, I have never seen a no rope barbed wire match, period. I've fucking been in one, okay? I used to love doing stupid shit. Hardcore was one of my favorite things to fucking do because it opened up a door to another person inside me. I love that shit. That's how Gabriel Divine came to be Gabriel Divine, because I could do more when I had a little bit of more creative freedom. But for someone to say that I said that I had never seen a no rope barbed wire match, that was not an accurate statement. I said it was the most unsafe one I had ever seen. I had never seen one that unsafe because the barbed wire was not put on the ring right.
Let me tell you what'll make you feel better.
Oh.
Let me tell you what'll make you feel better.
The fact that I'm about to go eat my wife's great cooking.
No, you check out madrabbit.com and use Divine20 to save 20% of all your
Fuck
tattoo
yeah.
and food repair care items. Bam!
That's
Hey,
right. Look
how
at
about-
you.
As you're using that product, you drink some of that energy drink.
There you go. So, and use code Divine10 to save whatever the fuck you save over there at repsports.com. Look at you guys. I love it. See, we make a great trio. You need to get on down here, man. Shit.
We're kind of hoping we get part of that 10 to 20%.
Right? No shit. I'm waiting for my cut too. All right, guys. I'm done. For Jerry, for Titanic,
Oh, hell yeah.
for On Deck with Titanic, for Dynasty of Wrestling, the Three Stooges are leaving the fucking building. Y'all have a great weekend, whatever. Love you, brother.